Okay, good afternoon. I hope you're all back in the session. Can we have a hand raise of all who are back in the session?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
Good morning, ma'am.
afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, it's still morning. Oh, sorry. Good
Still
morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning,
Yeah,
ma'am.
just good morning. Good to have you all back. Good to have you all back. Just raise your hand, please, so that I can have a number. There are 73 people, but I don't think 73 people are actually there.
Okay.
Just give me one moment here. Just one courier fellow has come. I'll just go and take the courier. Okay. Just give me a minute. Huh?
Okay,
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, if you're there in the session, please raise your hand. Just keep raising your hand. I'll be back in a minute.
चाचा तुम्हारे मना करते हैं वही चाचा तुम्हारे एक ही चाचा है ना बोले यहीं आके करना कोई बात नहीं
Yes, I'm back. And how many people do we have who are actually in the session? If you could please raise your hand. If you're there in the session, just raise your hand, please. I can see only 78 are logged in, but 25 have raised their hands. If you're there in the session, request you to please raise your hand so that we can start the session. Yeah, this will just give me an idea of how many are actually there. Because KRA is such an important session, we don't want anyone to miss out. And for all of you who have logged back on time, thank you so much. I mean, I really appreciate the fact that you all are valuing time and adhering to whatever we've been talking about. This shows your professionalism and it shows the discipline that is there. You will go a long way in access. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I have only 38 people who have raised their hands. Please raise your hand if you're there in the session. We'll appreciate so that I can have an idea. If you're actually present in the session, please raise your hand. 43 hand raises I have. We don't want anyone missing out on the KRA session, and that's why I'm requesting you to please raise your hand. Aditya Kumar, Ankit Verma, Brindavan Mohanty, Chaman Mishra, Dinesh, Girish Sharma, Indrajit Roy, Jayesh Gaikwad, Logi Ji, Manik, Manish, Nikhil, Pooja, Praveen, P. Vijay Lakshmi. Aren't you there in the session? Okay, we have more than 50%. We have about 51. Thank you so much for your confirmations. Thank you for being back on time. Please lower your hands now. You can lower your hands. Please lower your hands, my friends. Now you need to lower your hands. You've raised your hands. Now you need to lower your hands. Okay, Himanshu, Papanivash, please lower your hands. Juhi, Anup, Soumya, Puneet, lower your hands, please. I have noted your presence and thank you for being back on time. Appreciate it. Totally appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, lower your hands, please. Brindavan Mohanty, Prabhu, Elai Prabhu, lower your hands. Okay, I'm lowering your hands. Yeah, otherwise it's a little, I don't understand whether you have a query and therefore you've raised your hand, or is it because you are confirming your presence? Okay, so far, do we have any questions? I would like to give you a clarification. And I have just got a clarification regarding those 2 points that you all had raised. And you all are absolutely correct. There has been very recent changes in the HR policy of Axis Bank. And you all were correct that anyone who is a grade of assistant vice president and above, only their salary accounts will get converted into priority accounts. Others will not have their priority accounts converted to priority. Yeah, so you may be a priority RM, but if your grade is below assistant vice president, then you will not get a priority salary account. Okay, so you all were correct. And you are also correct regarding the fact that the grade of deputy vice president has been abolished. Okay, so there's no more deputy vice president. Straight away, it is vice president, and then there is senior vice president. Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing this updated information, and we will change our slides accordingly. Yeah, thank you so much. See, it's always, learning is always two ways. It's not a one-way learning, right? Okay, now the most important part, KRA. That's our faces have become more serious because it's KRA. All attention now. Where are all your videos? Everyone has switched off all their videos because it's KRA session. Okay, what do you mean by when we're talking of KRA? Why? Why are KRAs requires? How do they help you and Axis Bank? See, it is important. See, today, you're an employee of Axis Bank. And whatever helps you in the long run, it actually needs to help the bank because your goals have to be aligned to the bank's goal. The bank wants to go to Mount Everest and you want to go down to the Indian Ocean. It cannot happen like that. Right now, the path has to be the same. And for the path to be the same, you need both of the bank and your goals have to be aligned on the same path. So why? Okay, let me ask who has not spoken at all. Let's see. Suresh Tambe says, as employment term, no incentive and goal for the bank and to, what does he say? And for bank to achieve new high terms. Absolutely. Good. Okay, let me ask Pala Santosh Reddy. Pala Santosh Reddy, yeah. Tell me, what are your views about why KRA is required? And how do they help you and Axis Bank?
Yeah, it is a key result area, the targets which has been set by the organization where we can find it. And we need to fulfill the requirements as per the KRA. It shows our performance and all.
Okay. And when the KRAs are set, how do you think they're set?
Madam?
Do they focus on what the bank wants you to focus on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. As an RM, if I ask you, okay, Ritika Khimani says it makes us focus. Yeah. Okay. Thanks a ton, Pala Santosh. Appreciate your feedback. Okay. Let me ask Amit Sharma.
Yes, ma'am.
Amit, as a role, what is your role? When we defined the 4 roles, what were the 4 things that you need to do? Starting from acquiring.
Actually, ma'am, first is you acquire the acquisition mainly.
Very good.
Secondly, give the services to your customers.
So what was the term that we used? Think of the tree. I told you the tree. पहले हम लोग अभी क्या किया जैसे NTB आया. What do we planted a seed. So we acquired. Then what did we do?
Enhanced.
उसको खाद दिए फिर पानी दिए ताकि वो थोड़ा बड़ा हो जाए, है ना?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Then what did we do?
Then deepen.
We ensure
and
that
retaining.
those roots. We ensure that the roots become so strong, and we sell these sticky products. We cross-sell products. We give such good relationships. We build such good relationships so that we deepen the relationship. So now the tree becomes a nice, strong tree. It was a seed. It has grown, starts bearing fruits and grown branches because family relationships. And then what is the 4th one?
That is retain.
So if that tree is a strong, so if there is a storm, if there is an earthquake, because the roots are so strong in Axis Bank, the relationship will be retained. And do you know, and yes, Santosh, AEDR, very good way to remember, AEDR. And your KRA has been exactly designed keeping all these 4 things in mind. Yeah, because it cannot be, I'm telling you your role is this and your KRA is something different. Make sense? That whatever your role is, we are now just putting numbers to it. Yeah, we are just putting numbers to it to ensure that you know, have I performed or have I not performed? And once I have performed, am I getting rewarded for that performance? Make sense?
Yes.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yes, Amit is saying yes. Others, does it make sense? AEDR, acquire, enhance, deepen, retain. And that is exactly what we put. You will find in your KRA, you will have, there are KRAs for getting NTPs, your points for getting NTPs, accounts, new accounts. There are points for growing that, enhancing that. So NTP MDAB, ETB MDAB, you will find. There are points for cross-selling, deepening. There are points for customer engagement. So your triumph when you're engaging with your customer, because today we all know that if I do not engage with my customer, I cannot, my customer will feel, he will not feel wanted. Yeah, and if we do all of this, naturally we will retain our customers. Yeah. So how many of you have already access to your KRA? How many of you have already access? Okay, I have a hand raised. Let me just ask Gaurish Bansal, you have raised your hand. Do you have any query? Okay, could you lower your hand then, please? Thank you. Sheikh Baji, you have, Haji, yes, Gaurish.
मैडम KRA बोलते पूरा फॉर्म क्या है मैडम?
हाँ, just one second, just one second. Gaurish, do you have any query?
क्वेरी नहीं है मैम, मेरी है कि KRA का मतलब ये है कि हमें अपने KRA करके कितना इंसेंटिव कर सकते हैं, कितना इंसेंटिव अर्न कर सकते हैं मोर देन।
बहुत अच्छा, बिल्कुल सही बात। अगर आप KRA आप सही से आप कंप्लीट करोगे, अगर KRA अगर मीट करोगे तो आपका मैक्सिमम इंसेंटिव मिल सकता है ना गौरीश? बिल्कुल सही बात है, थैंक यू। और शेख बाजी, गौरीश could you lower your hand please?
KRA बोले तो पूरा फॉर्म क्या है मैडम? KRA मीनिंग क्या है? KRA डिस्क्रिप्शन बोलते क्या है? फुल फॉर्म क्या है मैडम इसका?
Key result areas.
Key responsibility area.
It's usually key result areas.
So I said this key responsibility area.
Recent?
Yeah, it is ultimately, you can call it, it is actually KRA, then you have like key KPIs there, key responsibility areas bhi hote hai, key result areas bhi hote hai. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now how many of you have actually accessed your KRA? How many of you have actually accessed KRA on your system? How many of you have done it? Harleen, where did you do it? How did you find out where your KRA is?
So basically, in last few days, I've called few my customers, and basically I opened their account and see.
No, I'm not asking that,
Harleen.
No, I'm not asking that. What I'm asking is that have you actually seen what is your budget, how much you need to achieve, and what is your KRA? Have you seen that in any of your using any of the IT tools that is there at your disposal?
No, I have got the KRA sheets and the printouts on Saturday.
How did you get that? From where did you get that? From where did you get that?
I got an email, email from Ranjan or something. So yes, I downloaded that and get the printouts.
Okay, so you got an email saying that this is your KRA and you took a print.
Yeah, PBR KRA, yes.
Okay, great. Anyone else? Manish Kumar? Manish Kumar Mani?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we have got our.
Yes. Yes. Manish, I've lost you somewhere. Your voice is trailed off.
My voice is audible to you, ma'am?
Now it is.
Actually, we have got the mail, ma'am, regarding the KRA.
Okay.
So our branch has given us that printout.
Okay.
So the different weightage.
Okay. Okay. Has anyone tried accessing their KRA from
Yes, ma'am.
the SAS? Yes, Vijay Lakshmi.
Yeah, ma'am. We can check our KRA in a priority lighthouse and branch analytics link.
Yes, you can. And through that, you can actually go to SAS and you can find this is the path. So I would request all of you to actually use this to, while it is very good that your branch your branch head has forwarded the KRAs to you, but in case, going forward, sometimes if they, because the banks do decide that maybe I want to change a little bit, something somewhere I want to change. At any point of time, you want to see your KRA, updated KRA. This is a path, this is the SAS is an application that you can use to check what is your KRA. So this is the path. You can go to ABR, your Axis Branch Reports, Affluent Reports. Here, there's a click. This is the menu. And there, and the RM dashboard, you can see your KRA. So you can also check to see what is the NOA accounts, how many NOA accounts have been sourced, customer-wise ID, the way it stands, everything can be done. So I will request you, all of you, to try and access your KRA so that you are updated at all times regarding your KRA, right? We have, I can see, just one second. Manish, could you lower your hand? You've answered me. Thank you so much. Do you have any other query? You asked me. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, once you answer, just lower your hands, please, because otherwise it becomes very difficult to understand. Yes, Gopal, you have a query?
Ma'am, this portal, can it be accessed through mobile application?
This can, as far as my knowledge goes, it cannot be accessed through mobile application. Yeah, Vidya, are you there? Can you throw some light on this? Vidya?
Hi, this is Abhishek here.
Oh, hi, Abhishek.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Hi,
good.
morning. So,
Thanks
guys,
for joining in.
Hi. Yeah, I know this is a little important session, so that's the reason why I'm here, and I wanted to make sure that if there are points that need clarification, I'll help and guide. So guys, your SAS will be, you can access your KRAs on your SAS, but that's only possible on your desktop, Office desktop at the moment. All right, so this won't be available on your mobile on the go. You can't access on the go. All right, so that is one. Number two is that requires still updation. So your SAS needs two things. One is for you to apply and get your SAS IDs activated. All right, so for that you will have to raise a Unidesk. All right, so please make sure that you guys are raising a Unidesk. What I will do is I will send each one of you who are participants within this the steps of raising the Unidesk, and then you can get access to the KRA. Some of you who are old possibly already have your SAS IDs activated. Yeah, so those who already have it activated, you guys don't need to worry, right? But for those who still haven't activated their SAS IDs, I will send you a link. You'll have to raise a Unidesk, and there's a UAM process basically. Once the UAM is approved by your supervisor, you will get access to SAS. Right now, we'll dive into the KRAs aspect of it. Yeah.
Shall I continue, Abhishek?
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
we'll move to the KRAs.
Yeah, I'm just moving to the terms.
Yeah.
This is just to give you an idea because we will be using these terms in the KRA session. So most of you are familiar with these ETB, NTB, MTAP, AQB. Yeah, this just gives you, if there's anything that you're not aware of, I'm sure because most of you have been a month or so here in this organization, you're already aware of it. Yeah, if not, you can just take a picture. These are all terms we will be using. ETB, MTAP, IPG, OCS, RFR, NOA, CAPBG, and your CRM. There are some others also, which is the TRV. This is the total relationship value, which we do talk about when we are talking about the priority requirement. LG, of course, lead generated, lead close. NFTR, not first time right, is a very, very important term because we want to ensure that whenever we are submitting any form, we want to ensure that it is first time right. We want to reduce NFTR. That is, we want to reduce mistakes. And therefore, we are focusing on digitalization. We want you to open accounts using the VSIP mode, yeah, or the BYOD mode, so that the errors in the forms are reduced and it is speeded up. Customers are happy the moment it is, you want me to show the previous slide? Yeah, you can just take a picture if you want. Okay. So this is one new term which you may not be aware of. PPC, of course, we know product per customer, RTD. Then you have the fee income, contactability, true rate. Very important to ensure that all your customers, they meet the priority eligibility proposition.
Madam.
हाँ जी.
इसका पहला वाला जो है जो ETB जो लिखा था वो थोड़ा
आप एक पिक्चर ले लीजिए. ETB is all accounts open in the previous financial year. Yeah, existing to bank accounts or all accounts open to, these would have been mapped to you. ETB customers would have been mapped to you. ठीक है, आप एक पिक्चर ले लीजिए इसका. And these are, I'm just focusing on those which are maybe new terms for you. Again, here, as I was telling you, true rate is the one where you need to ensure that all NTB and ETB customers, they meet the priority banking eligibility proposition, which is that they need to have a relationship value of 2 lakhs in the savings account or 4 lakhs between savings account or 15 lakhs across savings account, fixed deposits and mutual funds, right? And you have the transaction banking fee, TXP, which is the thing. Now, this is the most important thing. So there are actually 8 KRAs. And as I told you, you will find that these KRAs are aligned to the role. So the first one, if we find the main focus, if you see here, is on the NTB, mapped book growth, not only NTB, but on the ETB. So while acquire and enhance, yeah, remember the first two, this is where the focus is. 47.5% of your KRAs is on this weightage is 47.5% weightage of your KRA is on backed book growth and ETB. That is your ETB and NTB. Fee income is 20%. Customer engagement and cross-sell. We're talking of deepening. Yeah. So when we're talking of deepening 20% weightage and how you're going to go about deepening it, that is engaging with the customers, is your 12.5% weightage. So these are the 4 broad goals that you have. Of this, now let's just focus. This is now broken up into 4. So this NTB and ETB, you have KRA1, which is focusing on your ETB, CASA, and DAP. Yeah. So how are you growing that book? Incremental map book. We will discuss all of these KRAs in details. So today, suppose your base one, let's assume you have joined in the month of April. Yeah, your base month will be March and you've been allocated to your portfolio in April. How much have you grown the book once it has been handed over to you since from the base month of March? Or if you've joined in May, April will be your base month. So this has a weightage of 16%. So you cannot only focus on acquiring NTB customers. You have to ensure that your existing map book also grows. That's very, very important for you. Okay. So then is your NTB CASA book also. So here, once this NTB, you have acquired the customer, how are they growing? So the first one, fine, that is M0. But how are they growing from M1 month onwards? Yeah, they could be self-sourced accounts or they could be sourced by some other team. Maybe your sales team has acquired it and now they have handed it over to you. It has been now mapped to you. How are you growing that book? Yeah, so there's a 10% weightage of that. Liability TD. So here we were talking of CASA, current account and savings account. We are now also talking of your fixed deposits. How much are you growing your term deposit book? Again, over the base month. 15% weighted. So if you see there's a whole and get how many accounts have you got? CASA NOA points, number of accounts. as per defined point structure. So if you see 47.5% weightage is on your liability book. And today, if you understand your KRA and you work smartly, you can maximize your incentives. So now, while this is what has a maximum weightage, also today, when you're selling your insurance, when you're selling LI, GI, mutual funds, loans, or getting the credit cards, travel cards, Forex cards, we earn income, we earn fee income. And here it is very important that you have to meet at least 80% of any of these two parameters. So suppose today I am, so many of us, we are so focused on insurance and mutual funds that we forget our loans or we forget our RFR. And it's okay, I have achieved 200% on IPG. But that is not going to help you meet your KRA or help you on incentives, because between IPG, OCS, and RFR, you have to at least get 80%. You have to achieve at least 80% in either of two, so that you can get the full benefit of how much you have achieved in all of them. That is what it is called about fungible. We will all discuss all of this in details. Now, again, we're talking of deepening of the relationship. And when we're talking of deepening of the relationship, what is very important to understand is how many customers have you grouped under the family? So there was, let's assume there was one customer when you started off with. How many additional customers have been grouped? So maybe the husband had an account or the wife had an account. Have you opened the account of the children? Have you opened the account of the parents? Yeah. So it is very important to understand how many family relationships, how many customer IDs have been clubbed under one family relationship. Okay. Then, of course, you have your insurance WPC and net mutual fund sale. Okay, so insurance WPC is weighted premium calculation. So basically what happens is, because there are different products, there is a weightage which is applied to each product, and that you need not decide. You don't need to decide. It comes to you predefined, and they will tell you for each product how many points you're going to get. Okay, so, but how much, I think this is again subject to that you get 100% achievement in your insurance WPC. So if you see, what I'm trying to tell you is that while there are broad descriptions of a KRA, sometimes we raise the question that why aren't I getting incentives? Because there are certain points which you need to remember. And of course, how well you connect with your customers through the Triumph. This is a 9% weightage. And it is expected that you will all achieve above 90%. Will be applicable for all KRAs unless defined. So there are MP++ is 115%. So the higher you achieve, naturally, the higher incentives you will get. Okay, so this was broadly about the 8 KRAs that are there. Now we're talking about the first one, which is the incremental mapped ETB CASA growth. Now here again, it depends upon when the portfolio has been allocated to you. So if you have joined, as I was telling you, suppose the portfolio has been allocated to you in April, this KRA talks about how you have grown the book over March. Or if you had joined, suppose, so anyone who's joining or has the portfolio has been allocated in May, it will be how have they grown the book over the month of the base month. So there is a base month concept. This portfolio of say maybe 200, 250, 300 customers would have already been mapped to you. These are all existing to bank ETB customers who have been mapped to you. Okay, so how are you growing that book? Yeah, and then there is a budget which will be allocated to you. Chaman Mishra, let us just finish one KRA, park your questions, and we will come back to you. Yeah, because I know you will be having questions, and we are lucky to have Mr. Abhishek Patel with us also, Abhishek with us. So please park your questions. Let us finish at least 2-3 KRAs, and then we will keep. Write down your questions. Yeah, okay. Now here again, when we are talking of this, for example, let me just give you a example. Yeah. Let us say the previous month MDAP was 15. Now, one thing which we have to remember is there is some some advantage given to you. The fact is that First, let's check this. Customer ID C1, initial mapping, month of change in portfolio. So let's assume this was initially, this customer was mapped to you in the month of April. So naturally the base month was March. A new customer was added again in June. How has that account grown? We will check to see over May. So whenever there is an addition, we are looking at the growth over the base month. Okay, this is, you must remember that if we always are checking the growth of any customer which has been added on to your portfolio or in the over the base month. However, let's assume this customer whose account was mapped to you in June, there has been a deletion, he closes the account, or there has been I would say money has gone out. In that case, we will check the MDAF over the May when this C2 had been added on. So here what I was telling you is what a big advantage for you is in case of outflow in ETB current account MDAF, negative achievement is capped at 10% of base month CAB. So it means that today, if there may have been a depletion of more than 10%, but you are only the depletion will be capped at 10%. So you're from your account, only 10%, maximum 10% will be minused. Yes, subtracted. It will not be, suppose it's more than 10%, 15%, 20% has been depleted. That will not be subtracted from your total MDAP. So this is something that you are, it's a benefit for you. Okay. And all these budgets. So let's example, just see this. So previous month portfolio, this is the M0 when it has been, this is the base month when it has been allocated to you. And then this is the budget which has been given to you. Yeah. Current customer base month MDAP is 15. Current mapped customer base month, it has grown to 16. So this is what you have brought in. So what is your achievement that you have gotten? The achievement that you have got here is 1. Here, because there's been a depletion, is -2. Then there's this YTD budget, and then the sum of monthly achievement, and this is your achievement. So in some months, there could have been a depletion. Some months, there could have been an addition. So basically, this KRE, it is looking at how you have grown your ETB CASA book over the base month when the portfolio is allocated to you. Before that, if it is April, the portfolio has been allocated to you. It has been over from the month, the month of March. How much have you grown the portfolio? That is what the focus is on. Yeah. Okay, so we will do KRA 1 and KRA 2 and we will take questions. Okay. Now, when we're talking, so here we talked of ETB CASA. Now we're looking at NTB CASA. Yeah. Here again, we are following the budget will always start from N1 and goes on till March, where M is the joining month. But here what happens is there is this concept of someone else can source on your behalf. Yeah. So the question now comes is if someone is sourcing from on my behalf, or someone has created the lead, LC is someone and LG is someone, how much do I get credit? This is a question which is always there in all RM's minds, always. Yeah. And what we're going to do, I want to show you this one, which will make it very, very clear. Let's first focus on this. This is a very, very important thing. So first, let's look at the different scenarios which are there. Mapped RM, LG and LC are same RM. So let's assume there are two RMs. RM A and RM B. If you have sourced it and you have, so LG and LC, lead generator and lead closer is you will get 100% credit from the month you have sourced it from M0. M0 is the month from when the account is opened. Okay, NTB CASA MDAF. So you have brought in 2 lakhs on month 0, you will get credit of 2 lakhs from this month 0 itself because you are the LC and you're the LG. Okay, so this is a very easy scenario. What happens is that suppose today RM A, so there is some other RM who has sourced it and he has closed it also. Okay, now the book is being mapped to you. right? So the person RMA, okay, who has actually sourced and closed. So naturally, in the month when he has sourced and closed, he will get full credit or she will get full credit. You will start getting credit from M1. That is, how much have you grown? Now the book has been handed over to you. How much have you? So let's assume over here the customer had this RMA had opened the account with 2 lakhs. Okay. Now you have brought in 2,50,000. So you have grown the book from the base month, that is M0, which is 2 lakhs. You have grown it to 50,000. So 50,000 is that additional credit which you will start getting. Okay. So this is the second scenario. So if you see, if you have closed the lead, you have generated the lead and closed the lead, that's when you get a maximum credit, right? Now, if it is suppose today the lead generated, someone else has generated the lead. The customer, a prospective customer had come and he understood that, okay, this one could open a priority account. And he generated the lead, but he passed it on to you. Sometimes it happens across branches also. The customer may have walked in, but the customer is actually staying in a different city, and I pass on the lead. So I generate the lead and I pass on the lead to someone else. And this person closes the lead, the one who is mapped to. So now here what happens is, here there is a division in the amount of credit that you will get. So 60, the one who is generating the lead, it is unfair if I do not allow him some credit, isn't it? So what happens is I will give him 60% credit. Yeah, but because you have closed the lead, and that is also very important because you actually have to convince the customer and close the lead, and it has now been mapped to you, you will get 40% credit. Yeah, so 60% from M0, 40% from M0. Yeah, so now it is being divided. Similarly, here again, if you see LG is RMB, it has been closed by RMA, but it has now been mapped to the person who has been who generated the lead. Yeah, for whatever reason, I created the lead, but I could not close the lead. So maybe I asked someone for help. Could be. Yeah, it could be that, again, as I was saying, different branch scenario. It could be that I know this customer. Yeah, but for whatever reasons, I have not been able to convince this customer, and I took some other RM cell who helped close the lead. But because this customer is now mapped to me, again, here what I'm saying is, because RMA, who's the other RM, has helped you close the lead, that person will get 60% weightage. And this person to whom it has been mapped will get again incremental over M0. So whatever money has come in, after that M0, MTAB is being given. Yeah. Now here there could be 3 RMs. This is a very unique situation, which is not very common, but can happen. Yeah. Here what we're talking of is one RM generated the lead, one RM closed the lead, another RM closed the lead, and a third RM, the customer has been mapped to. In that case, what happens is RMA, RMB, these are the ones who put in the effort, right? So because they are the ones who put in the effort, they will get credit. RMC will start getting credit only after from M1 or for all incremental money that has come into that account. Yeah. So once you have this thing very, very clear in your minds, you will understand that where and why you're getting credit and why you're not getting credit. Yeah, this is very, very important, and I will request you to, I hope you've noted it down, and it is important to understand that only if you're doing this will you get credit. The moment it is sourced by someone else, you will not be getting the full credit. Always remember, if the lead is generated by someone else, you will not get the full credit. But if you can generate it and you can close the lead, you will get it. At least, even though that account gets mapped to someone else. So at least in the first month, you will get 100% credit. Yeah, so this is the NTB CASA. And here, important things to understand is that when we are talking of which are the type of accounts which will be covered? Yeah, I will come to you, Brindavan. I said, let me finish up KRA 1 and KRA 2 and we will take questions. Yeah, because otherwise what happens is if we keep taking questions in between, I do hope you understand there are 8 KRAs and we have limited time, right? So 100%, keep your, just note down your queries. We will take 2 KRAs and we will take queries, okay? Now, when we're talking of NTB, CASA, MDAP, please remember that only if these are the scheme codes for which you will be getting credit. Only if you're opening an account under the following scheme codes, right? From SPBGs, whether you're opening savings account, NRE accounts, what type of current accounts you open, you will be getting credit. Another very important thing to notice, the current account will be counted only if it is grouped under the family account. We always need to have one savings account which starts off the priority relationship and where you create the family ID. Once a family ID is created, for example, suppose today I am, one of my proprietorship accounts customers, say Mr. X has a savings account with us. Mr. X may be running a business. Okay, now if Mr. X's account we first open and we open a family ID, right? Now, Mr. X's business, which is a proprietorship account, we open it and we club it under this family ID, only then will it be taken into account. Yeah, this is something which you need to please remember. Very, very important. Yeah, because if you're opening account in some other scheme code, you will not get credit for it. And then you cannot claim for it later. Yeah, again, just to give you an example, this is the budget across the different months. So again, here, as I was telling you, which we saw in the earlier slide, that it can be self-sourced or it can be sourced by someone else. So if it is self-sourced, let's suppose this is what you have sourced. This is what has been sourced by others and has been now been mapped to you. So your total MDAP achievement is 12 plus 416 and 23 and so on. And then is the monthly achievement. So this was your budget. This is what you have achieved. 15 was your budget. 16 is what you have achieved. 25 was your budget. 31 is what you have achieved. Yeah. So these are very, very important things which you need to remember. And you will, again, as I'm going on saying for all, suppose today current account. Yeah, very often we know that we have someone in the current account team to help us out for opening current accounts. But then if that person is closing the lead, you're not going to get full credit. If you want full credit for it, please ensure that you complete the LG, LC, everything is you. Only then will you get 100% credit. Yeah. In terms of other sourced accounts, we already have talked about the fact, for example, suppose an account was opened by your BD team or the sales executive team on 15th of April 23. Okay. And MDAP of this account was 2 lakh, right? So this is the base month when the account is open, M0. In case MDAP of this account increases from 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs, but after you have taken over. So this 3 lakhs will be added to your MDAP. Yeah, so M0 started over 2 lakhs. You have helped grow this account from 2 lakhs. It has grown to 5 lakhs. So whatever this incremental growth has happened in terms of this 3 lakhs will be added to your self-sourced NTB. Okay. Now what happens is, suppose an account was open on 15th April, right? And the account had a balance of 2 lakhs. It's a priority account open with 2 lakhs. In case MDAP of this account, now you see, this is the catch, decreases from 2 lakhs to 1.5 lakhs. Incremental MDAP will be negative. Yeah. In this case, no other source MDAP to be added in self-source. So the advantage is this, that it will not be debited in that next month, M1, it will not be debited from your self-sourced, the quantity of self-sourced MDAP that you have, it will not be debited from that. So there is actually in the first month, you can say that there's no negative marking. Yeah. So you are getting, this is the advantage. You're getting the advantage whenever there is an increase. But if there is a decrease in the first month after it has been mapped to you, it will not be deleted or depleted from your self-sourced MDAP. Okay, so these are the two KRAs. Now I would love to take any questions that you have on KRA 1 and KRA 2. Yes, Praveen. Yes, Praveen Kumar. Praveen Kumar, we can't hear you.
Yeah, hi. Can I audible to you?
Yes, sure.
I have a query. Can you tell me what is the process to open a family account with the Axis Bank?
So when we are doing opening of accounts, we will be talking about that. Let's not get into the nitty-gritties right now. We will have process about how to open accounts and all that, and we will get into
that. See, last month I opened a one priority account. So now the
Yeah.
client is asking, I want to add my family members to the same account. So what is the process to do that? Is
So
it we need to require
first
approval?
of all, you need to create that family ID for which there is a separate form which has to be created. Once a family ID has been created, then you can open an account and you can add it to this family ID. So there is a separate form for creating this family ID, Praveen.
Okay, so first we need to create the family ID, and then
yes,
we can.
So first you open the individual's account, right?
Right, I already opened that.
Now you create a family ID for this customer.
Okay.
Where he is the primary customer.
Fair enough.
You can club up to 5 relationships.
Okay, great.
Okay, so you create.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. Okay. Does that answer your query, Praveen? Okay, Ramya Das, Praveen Kumar, if you could lower your hand once you if your query has been answered, request you to please lower your hand. Praveen, could you lower your hand, please?
Yes.
Ramya Das.
Yeah, ma'am, Ramya here.
Yeah, Ramya.
Actually, I was previously into service RM, and I have now got promoted to PBRM.
Great.
So I have a query that if we are giving the LG to the SRM, we are getting when the total credit we will get, ma'am.
No, so LC is a service RM.
Yeah.
No.
They have.
No. As I showed you the slider, please take this is the most important thing. So this LC and LG, if only Ramya, if you are all 3, you will get full credit. If you are A, let's assume you are A, you will get credit for all this. Suppose let's assume A is the service RM, right? So the service RM has generated the lead, closed the lead, and now it has been mapped to you, Ramya. In that case, service RM is going to get the full 100% credit.
Okay.
This is a very, very important thing. Please take a picture of this. This will give you a clarity on all your doubts. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you.
Yes, Krupal.
Yes, ma'am. My question was.
My friends, just one request to you, because we are taking questions, you'll find that maybe a lot of your questions are being answered. Yeah. If it is while we are answering someone else's question, in that case, request you to please lower your hands, because if you get a clarity on your question, okay? That's a small request, because we have very, very short limited time and we have lots to cover. We just have 1 more hour to cover. Yes, Krupal? And let's take questions only related to KRA and not any processes and products. Yes, Krupal?
Yes, ma'am. If I have mapped with, let's say, a number of 300 customers, okay?
Yeah.
So those customers are existing for me.
Yeah.
As per KRA.
Yeah.
And if any account is open on LG/LC basis separately, and if I get the deepening from that account, then how will I get credit? 60%.
You will get credit, no? Because if it'll be under NTB CASA, you will get credit. So there are 2 things. One is your existing mapped book, which is there. Okay?
Yeah,
which is ETB CASA. Yeah, so that is your ETB CASA. Now you are saying that you're opening another account.
No. If I get the additional balance in the previously open account, which I haven't opened. It was opened
that's
by
okay.
Previous person.
Yeah, so that is okay. So now it depends on when it has been handed over to you. This is an ETB. So if you have, let's assume you have your portfolio has handed over to you in April. Kripal, okay, let's assume the portfolio is handed over in April. You have 300 customers. The 300 customers, let's assume, had 1 crore balance. Just a rough assumption. Okay?
Yes.
you have in the month of April, you have grown that from 1 crore to say 1 crore 50 lakhs.
Yes.
So there's been a growth of 50 lakhs from your existing book because so you will get credit for that 50 lakhs.
Okay. It doesn't
because
matter.
The book is already mapped to you.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
There's no LCLG in that case concept, because if you have put in the effort, see again, LCLG concept will always come in if suppose when you are growing, someone else is suppose, wherever someone else is getting involved, if someone else is getting involved in closing the deal, then it will get divided. Otherwise, every time you're growing the book, credit is to you. It's your book which you have grown. So you will get full credit for that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Sheikh Baji.
Madam, good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
Last month I have opened one saving priority account, madam.
Okay.
CASA tab LG LC मेरा input कराया मैडम.
Right.
लेकिन मेरा BRO रहता ना मैडम, वो तो CRM में लीड जनरेट करा, मुझसे मैं क्लोज कर दिया मैडम. मेरा LG LC मेरा अकाउंट होएगा और बुक भी मेरा वैल्यू भी मेरे को मैप होएगा, नहीं तो उनको थोड़ा ऐड हो गया था मैडम.
नहीं शेख बाजी, LG तो आप नहीं हो, BRO LG है, because BRO is the one who generated the lead.
CRM में लीड हो डाले मैडम. मैं कासा ऐप में तो LG एंड LC मेरा कासा टैब में अकाउंट ओपन करते पहले में वो ऐप में LG LC मेरा भी इनपुट कर दिया, अकाउंट ओपन हो गया. अब फिनाकिन में चेक करें तो भी एम्प्लॉय आईडी मेरा दिख रहा है, लेकिन वो अकाउंट ओपन होने के बाद वो बंदा मैं लीड LG मारता मोल को लीड जनरेट करके मेरा कैसे करता, मैं क्लोज कर दिया उसको. वो LG मेरा गाएगा, उसको LG से आएगा.
Abhishek, maybe you could take this query, please.
Balance, madam.
So in the system,
Abhishek?
So hi.
समझ गया मैडम. मैं एक बार बोल रहा था मैडम, कासा टैब में कासा टैब अकाउंट ओपनिंग प्रोसेस में LG LC मेरा ही कोड में एम्प्लॉय कोड डाल दिया. Hello.
Okay. Can I know who's asking this question? Somehow I'm not able to spot you in this
Sheikh
group.
Baji. This is Sheikh Baji who was asking.
Sheikh. Okay. So there are two things that you need to look at. Number one is in Finacle, what is who's showing as the lead generator? One, who's showing as the lead converter? Now, ideally, lead conversion would be you, because obviously you have converted the lead. All right. But go back and check who's showing as the lead generator in this. Okay. Because see, what happens is sometimes he has generated the lead, but I think what you have done is instead of closing his lead, you have generated a separate lead now, is my understanding. So you have not tried to close he gave you the lead, but ideally what you should have done is you should have
1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Hello.
If there is a lead that is assigned to me, I will work on that lead and update that. But what you have done is, I think you have generated one new lead and then this thing.
So this is not a new lead. I have generated the lead. Instead of putting my LG and LC, I have given to BRO.
What do you mean by that? I'm not able to understand. What do you mean by that? I have given it to him means what? You are the lead generator or the lead converter, or somebody else is the lead generator and lead converter?
No, he put the LG. I closed the LC. I have closed the lead.
So in case of that, then 40% of the credit, see, the lead converter will get the credit basically, right? So since there's a division of credit out here, since there are two different parties, 40% credit will go to the lead generator, 60% credit will come to you because you're the lead converter.
What about the balances?
Same, it goes with the balance also. So not only will it go to balance, but now I think we'll move to the next slide also. On the new account opening also, the NOA credit will get split between both the parties as well.
Okay, NOA credit and balances both will be shared.
Both will get
40% to the RO and 60% to the RM, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, thank you. Thanks for the clarity.
Okay.
Sir, it is a mandate to access Finacle.
No, Finacle is not required by priority RMs. In case you have an ID, it's okay, but I don't think you will require it. It's mostly required for people who are in the service, area. But in sales, you will not require. Saksham will do 98% of the jobs. Siddhi will do 98% of the jobs that you will require. There may be that one odd, which is large.
सर दिस इज वृंदावन महांती सर एक्चुअली आप बोल रहे हैं कि सक्षम इज 98% डू बट सक्षम में जब ओपन किया था तो ठीक ठाक चल रहा था अभी कुछ ही एक वीक के हिसाब से वो सक्षम अभी मांग रहे हैं बायोमेट्रिक के लिए मांग रहे हैं मैं रेज भी किया हूँ वो नहीं हो रहा है सर हेलो
Yeah, Vrindavan, request you to raise your hand when you have a query because we have others who have already raised their hand and have some queries.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes,
Sorry.
please keep your hand raised. Yeah. Shekhar Nara. And you know what? My request to all of you is, as I just told you, because there is a shortage of time and this is a merged batch and we have some, more than 80 participants here who have a lot of queries. Anything like the one Vrindavan that you have, speak to your branch head, and there are certain processes, which if we start taking queries here, it will be difficult for Abhishek to address such queries because, we've just done 2 KRAs and we already have some 15 people have some queries. Yeah, my request to you is check out with the BRE or write to us also, and we will, you can write to Abhishek separately also, and he will take up the matter if your branch manager or if your supervisor. So let's keep processes.
Sorry, I got dropped off because of some internet issues.
Yeah.
Shashi.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, sorry. Abhishek, I was just telling the participants that let's keep our queries related to KRA only. And rather not getting to processes and problems which are happening there because it's a merge batch and we have, just with 2 KRAs, we already have some 12 to 15 queries. Maybe they could address the matter with their branches and if still does not get it sorted, maybe they could write to you and you could help them. Would that be better, Abhishek?
Not a problem. I think what you should focus right now is to run them through the entire KRAs first, and then we will take these questions right at the end. So if they have any doubts, they can make a note of it. Don't take them interimly because I am sensing there are some random questions which are not relevant also that are coming up in this.
Okay, right. Okay. Thanks, Abhishek. I think we'll do that. Friends, we will take the suggestion. Let me run through the KRAs. You all keep noting down the KRA point and the question that you have, and we will address all your queries. Abhishek is also here, and we will address all your queries after we complete KRA. Okay? Can we just lower your hands and please everyone request you to lower your hands and note down the queries that you have, and we will take all of this in an hour's time. Yeah. Okay. So let's just quickly move on because otherwise we are going, we're going to run short of time. Very similar to what we have just discussed in KRA 1 and 2, where we talked about ETB.
मैम एक मिनट मैम और थोड़ा जो KRA 1 का जो स्लाइड है ना वो थोड़ा एक बार दिखा देंगे मैं फोटो क्लिक कर दूंगा मैम
वृंदावन मैं लास्ट में दिखाऊंगी.
This slide is also available with you. It has been sent from Ranjan Mahashabde's ID. You can access it. I mean, it's not that this is the first time that you're looking at it. Ideally, you should have gone through it. But since you haven't gone through it, I would urge you to please open Ranjan's mail and access it from there.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah?
Okay.
Thank you, Abhishek. So again, very, very similar to what we have just talked, the same concept of a base month and whatever we did with ETB, CASA, the MDAP, the very similar to it is what we are now talking of, the term deposit MDAP. And here again, that base month concept comes in. So whenever the book has been handed over to you, how much have you grown that book, that fixed deposits of those customers who have been mapped to you? How much have you grown that over the base month? This is exactly the same as the ETB MTAP that we have talked about. Yeah. So again, very, very similar. So if there's an initial mapping, if you remember what we just did, yeah, that if it is, suppose it has been mapped to you in April, how much have you grown the TD book over March? Again, it was June, May. So this is the base month concept. The moment it is deletion in September that we're talking about, here we will compare it to how much it has been deleted from May. Okay, so then it is because this customer was added in June and the base month was May. Here, when the same customers' fixed deposits have been deleted in September, we will again use the concept of May as the base month. Okay, so only those customers whose fixed deposits are mapped to you, where you are going to get credit for this. Yeah, this is important thing. Again, the same thing. The example is also like the same. This is the budget which was there. This is a current marked customer. This is what the customers already had. This is what you have got as fixed deposits from customers. This is what has been the achievement. And therefore, the total is being added on. Very, very similar to your ETB MDAP CASA book. Now, here is something which is very new over here, that today, when we are talking of new to term deposits, suppose a customer did not have any fixed deposit at all. Okay, so here when we are talking of NTT, these are customers who did not have any fixed deposits. Yeah. So here we are looking at something called the open architecture. That is, you can source from customers who are outside the mapped book. So the earlier one, if you see, we were concentrating, that was closed architecture. That is, you are only credit was given to customers who were mapped to you. Here we are saying that in addition to the mapped book customers, you will also be giving credit for deposits which are sourced to customers outside the mapped book. So let's assume that today you have 300 customers, but you source a fixed deposit of a customer outside your map book who does not have any fixed deposit whatsoever with the bank. Yeah, you will get credit for it. Yeah, so you will, if entity deposits are sourced to map book customers by anyone other than the mapped area, then the credit will be passed on to the concerned resource basis. The sequence explained later. Okay, these are all entity. Now here credit for entity deposits was passed on as a sequence. So this is what you need to check. This is what is the most important thing. LG code entered in CRM against the team number. So whose LG code is there in CRM? Okay, this is the first check. The second check which you're going to see is whether this LC code has been entered in either the customer may have the customer. Raj Kumar, request you to please mute yourself. The second check needs to be, we have to understand is who has closed the LC. Now, could be that the customer has, done the fixed deposit himself on mobile banking or internet banking, or have you closed the lead on Saksham? Yeah, and third check is who is the mapped resource against the term deposit. So credit, so these are the three checks which are going to be done based on which credit will be given. So credit will be assigned only to those deposits where CRM entry has been created on or before the FD creation. So before the FD is created, this CRM entry needs to be generated. Credit cannot be availed for deposits. CRM entry is created post FD creation. It cannot be done. Okay, these are important things. So again, in case of digitally, suppose customer himself is booking the fixed deposits. Yeah, digitally, the credit will be accorded as per the sequence mentioned. So this is the credit will be given, depends upon who has generated the lead, who has closed the lead. Yeah. So this is important. Structured deposits are not taken into account. So these are here, you can look out for fixed deposits for customers who are not in your portfolio also. Now, so long we talked about ETB CASA MDAP, we've talked about NTB CASA MDAP, we have talked about fixed deposit MDAP. Now we're looking at actually new accounts which are being opened. So CASA NOA points, the number of accounts which are being opened. Yeah. So here again, we are going to focus on facts that today, if you are opening account in the VCIP mode or digital mode or the funding mode, we will see later that you will be getting multiplier effect. So today, if you want to increase your incentives, if you want to increase the way your achievement of KRA, it is very important that you switch to the digital mode of account opening. That also will reduce NFTR. So again, here, this basically ensures how many new customer IDs have been opened by the RM. Yeah, this is what is going to measure. Both new to bank and family accounts are going to be credited. And we've already talked about the fact that current accounts, if we want it to be included, it has to be included in the family account. Otherwise, the One is MDAP balance, but also if you open a new current account and it is not mapped under the family account, then it will not be counted as an account. Okay. Again, the same concept that we had in the points, exactly the same concept is followed here. Yeah, I'm not getting into the details. You may wish to take a picture of this, in case you want it as a ready reckoner, though as Abhishek has said, it has already been sent to you all. But here again, only if you are the LG, LC and the mapped RM will you get 100% credit. And if you are again, see, the important thing is that before the account is opened, raise that LG, yeah, generate the lead. Very, very important that before the account is open, generate the lead. It is very important for that. Then you will, and if you can close the lead, then you get 100% credit to it. Today, if it is mapped to someone else, that someone will start getting credit only for M1. So again, the same thing. RMA, RMB, 60%, 40%. Again, it depends upon who generates the leads and who closes. So whoever is generating the lead gets 40% credit, and whoever is closing the lead gets 60% credit, if you see over here. Yeah. So these depends upon the number of accounts that have been opened. Now, when we are talking of accounts being opened, here it is important to ensure that you will get credit, you will get points depending upon the funding in the account also. Yeah. So suppose you're opening a salary credit. We know that for salary credits, we need a salary credit of 1 lakh, net salary credit of 1 lakh. Yeah. So if the net salary credit, if it's suppose a domestic account, domestic salary account, and if the net salary credit of greater than is within M2, M being the month or so. So let's open, you have opened a salary account in the month of April. Okay. M+2 by June. Yeah. There should have been. Hello. Hello.
It's not
Yes.
audible properly. Your voice is not audible properly.
Is everyone facing the same problem?
No.
Can others hear me?
It is audible.
No,
it's audible.
Okay.
No,
Maybe there is a problem at your end. Could you have just quick check and log out and log in maybe? Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your confirmation. Thanks. Yeah. So important to note is this point. These are the checkpoints for you. So you will get 4 points if the salary credit within the month M+2, the salary credit, it cannot be in installments. 25,000 aa gaya, 75,000 aa gaya, aise nahi ho sakte. There has to be a salary credit of more than 1 lakh, which equal to 1 lakh, 1 lakh and above, which needs to come in within M+2 month. Yeah. If it is again a non-resident salary account, similarly here also, yeah, net salary credit within M+2 month. If it is coming in, suppose the net salary credit, which is coming in, is less than 1 lakh, you will get no credit. Please remember, you will get no credit if the net salary credit is less than 1 lakh. Yeah, only single transactions salary credits will be accounted for. Again, if it is a non-salary and you have opened these accounts, yeah, initial funding has to happen within T+10 days, which is greater than equal to 2 lakhs. So today I have opened the account. Within 10 days, the account needs to be funded with at least minimum 2 lakhs. Only then will I get credit. If I am not funding the account with at least minimum of 2 lakhs, I will not get any credit for the account which has been opened. So it's just because we are not only talking of opening account, you're talking of opening an account and getting the account funded. This is what is very, very important. Yeah, please remember that. Not only opening the account and getting it funded is what is important. Again, non-salary scheme also, if you're opening this account, then initial funding T+30 days. Now, there are some different categories of accounts. So if there is a salary credit, when you have your salary executives also who open accounts, you can get this list from them. If there are category A accounts, then we are looking at a net salary credit, 75,000 will be considered. If category A corporate levels, a net salary credit of 85,000. So these are exceptional cases. If the customer salary account is in this category, so these are the big companies that are there. Maybe you need to check out the companies which are there in these category A. Yeah, So please super Cat A and Cat A. So you'll have these big, maybe an ITC, an Hindustan Lever, or I don't know, you need to just take out the list. But remember, you will get credit for your CASA NOA, savings salary NOA, only if these all these points of funding is also met. If you do not have funding, you have opened account, funding has not happened, you will not get credit. Let's make it very clear. And then you cannot cry that why didn't I get, because if it is happening on the 11th day, after the account is opening, you will not get credit. So we're not only talking of opening an account, we're talking of opening an account and getting it funded. Similarly, with current account scheme score, what is the initial funding required? And depending upon that, you are going to get points.
Guys, one clarification here.
Yes, please.
Shashwati, just one point that I want to take up.
Yeah.
See, RMs, you guys have to look at from a current account perspective, whenever you're meeting customers, right? You have the ability to open any of the scheme codes, right? So each scheme code has a separate, AQB maintenance requirement. It has different benefits that are there for that particular current account scheme code. So don't restrict your thought process to only saying that I want to only open CAPBG account. CAPBG is only one scheme code, okay? So you can get a customer to open a PBG. You can open a BPL account, CASEL account, including even if you have a customer that you meet today, he doesn't want to start with a higher balance. Okay, he wants to start a very, very low balance. Then you can take a CAADV, which is current account advantage account, or a normal account as well. Yeah. So those options are also available for you guys. So don't limit your thought process saying that I will only open CAPBG account, because CAPBG is only for proprietors and individuals only, right? You may meet a customer who's a businessman. So go by the profile of the customer, understand what is the business that he is in, understand what are the kind of balances that he currently maintains. Yeah. Once you gauge that, right, you'll be able to gauge which is the right scheme code that I want to pitch to that customer. Now, for that particular scheme code, there are specific initial funding requirements. For a CAPBG, it will be 2 lakh rupees. For a CABPL, it will be 3 lakh rupees, right? So those respective IP requirements you will have to match up to. Is this clear? Okay, great. Take
Yes,
care.
sir.
Thanks. That's what I wanted to clarify.
Thanks, Abhishek. Yeah. So let's just move forward. Please park your queries for the end of the session. Request all of you to please park your queries for the end of the session. We will take all your queries, not to worry on that. Okay. And these were the scheme codes that Abhishek was talking about, the fact that he said all that you can open. Similarly, for family banking accounts, when you're opening a family banking account, see, you have the option. Friends, please ensure that you're on mute. Yeah, thank you so much. When you're opening a family banking account also, it is very, very important that the higher balance, see, you can always open a family banking account with 50,000 balance, right? So suppose today you have opened a primary account with 2 lakhs, the family next account that you open under the same family customer ID, you can open it with a balance of 50,000. So if you're doing that and if you're getting the balance of 50,000 within the first 10 days, and you have linked the family ID, then you will get 1 point. Yeah. However, if you are getting the balance, but the family ID linking has not been done within this first 10 days, then you are going to get no credit. Now, similarly here, if the funding is below 50,000, you have done the linking, no credit. So what you have, the important thing is to realize is that I have to get minimum of 50,000. What are the 3 points that you need to keep in mind? Number one is I need to get minimum 50,000. I need to get it within 10 days. And the third is I need to ensure that within those 10 days, the family ID linking is done. If you want to get more than 1 point, yeah, and if you're getting family funded accounts which are greater than equal to 2 lakhs with family ID tagging will get 4 points. So here, instead of 50,000, the second account that you're opening under the same family ID, if you can get it for 2 lakhs and above, then you will get straight away 4 points. Yeah. So these are all some simple things which you need to keep remembering so that when you are opening a CASA account, you get points or credit for the accounts that you open, and you do not regret it later that you have put in the effort to open an account, but you are not getting credit for opening the account. Yeah, that's very, very important. Another thing which I told you right at the beginning when we were talking of CASA anyway is that we want you to open accounts using the digital mode. And therefore, there is a multiplier effect. That is, we are willing to give you extra points if you are opening accounts using the digital mode. And you are cross-selling products also within the first 30 days. So every time you are opening an account in a digital mode and you're cross-selling a product within the first 30 days, you are going to get some additional benefit. Yeah. So what is it? If you open it in a VCIP mode, you will get 1.5 times you will get credit. So if you're getting 4, so 4 into 1.5 times, yeah, straight away about 6 points is what you're going to get if you're opening an account in a VCIP mode. Yeah. Now, important thing is to notice that earlier we also had a multiplier for BYOD, but today if you're opening an account using BYOD, that multiplier is not there. Yeah. Again, multiplier is applicable only to self-sourced NTB SA accounts. It is not if someone else is sourcing it, LG is someone else and you're closing it. Sorry, we will not give it to you. We are only, so these are important things, the eligible products for cross-selling. When this is for the early cross-sell that we're talking about. The cross-selling should happen within the first 30 days. And there are certain minimum criteria. So if you're talking of opening a mutual fund, a minimum SIP value of 2,000 for at least 12 months. Again, minimum mutual fund lump sum value of minimum 10,000. Anyway, multiplier would be clawed back if the customer has closed the account or moved up and down and therefore not part of the mapped book. Clawback would be applicable in closure of accounts or discontinuation before first April. So these are any accounts which are in the last financial year which has been. So basically, whatever account you're opening, whatever SIP you're continuing, needs to continue for at least a year. And your ABR team, which is in the central team, they will inform you, they will keep informing about what are the cutoff dates. Okay, so keep your mails, your eyes and ears open. There will be a communication from your central team, which will tell you about what are the cutoff dates. And right now, these are the products which are applicable, which are, if you cross-sell any of these products, that is insurance, life, motor, home, locker, credit card, investments, mutual fund, AIF, PMS, Access Direct, remittance inward, Forex card. So only these products will be considered when checking eligibility for this NOA multiplier. Yeah. So let us now just see how it all works. For example, suppose this is a non-salary account. Yeah. Now, here when we're talking on the, so there are 2 multipliers. One is a multiplier for, in fact, there are 3 multipliers actually. There is a multiplier for if you open it in a digital mode. There is a multiplier if you are opening an account, if you are cross-selling a product, those lists that I give you within the 30 days. And there is a third multiplier where if you are getting a funding check, which is more than 2 lakhs, yeah, within the first 10 days, then you will get some additional multiplier. So you can, what I'm trying to say is that if you play smart, yeah, if even for all accounts that you are sourcing, if you, what we're wanting to do is we want you to source quality accounts. And we want you to ensure that right from the first few days, the customer is engaged with Axis Bank. He does not have, or she does not have any reason to move out of Axis Bank. Yeah. So here when we're talking of funding accounts, accessing 2 times the first funding check, if you can do it within in fact, I'll show you the next slide. I think that will be easier for you to see this. Very, very easy and very, everything is over here. Suppose today you're opening the account in a physical mode or a BYOD mode. Will you get funding for digital multiplier? No, because as I said, only if you open it in a VCIP mode. So normal is 4 points you will get. First funding is normal, that is he has given 2 lakhs. So you will not get any initial funding multiplier. because it is physical, there's no multiplier, and you have not cross-sold any product. So therefore, you are not getting. So finally, is 4 points. Okay, this is the normal course. You have got the funding in the first 10 days also. Yeah. Okay. Again, physical funding mode. So you normal points is 4. Here you have got a check which is 2 times. Okay, that means 2 lakhs. You have got the account has been started with 4 lakhs. If the account has been started with 4 lakhs, initial funding multiplier 1.5 times you will get. But because it is physical mode BYOD, no digital multiplier, no cross sell. So here 4 into 1.5%, 1.5 times 4 is 6 points you can get. Okay. Again, look at this. Similarly here what is it? I have no initial funding, no digital, but I have cross sold. So now 1.4 plus 1.2 times 4, I can get 5 points. Now I've got VCIP. So your aim right now is to open accounts using the VCIP mode straight away. You get a 1.5 times multiplier straight away. So why should I open an account in a non-VCIP mode if I can get a multiplier? So even if the normal funding happens, yeah, I straight away get this multiplier. Straight away I get 6 points. Instead of 4, because I've opened in a VCIP mode, I get 6 points. Yeah. Again, 4, higher multiplier. I have got both digital and initial funding multiplier, 8 points. The maximum I can get is 9 points. If I have opened it using a VCIP mode, I have got double the initial funding. That is, instead of 2 lakhs, I've got 4 lakhs. Because VCIP mode digital, and I have cross-sold one of those products, meeting those criteria, yeah, whether it's mutual fund SIP, whether it's a lump sum SIP, whatever, credit card, travel card, etc. And I have this conversion needs to happen within 30 days. Please remember that today I have, let's assume I have filled up the credit card form and have sent it for processing, and the credit card, it does not get approved. I'm not going to get credit for it. So within the first 30 days, it is important that this conversion has to happen. Yeah. So whether it is, we are talking, there are no loans here. If you see, just go back to here. You see there's no loans here. These are all quick conversions. All of these products are quick conversions. It's not something which is only credit card sometimes takes a little longer, but it never takes more than 30 days. Yeah. So it's important for you. The more you can cross-sell, more you can. So this will give you, you can, instead of getting 4 points, straight away for opening one account, you can straight away get 9 points. Think about it. Yeah, it's important that you play smart. You're putting in an effort, concentrate on that account, source quality accounts. Yeah, so that was KRA 4. So we now finished up that 47.5% that we talked about. And now here is the KRA 5, which is the fee income, your IPG, your mutual fund investments, your loans, and your RFR, retail, forex and remittances. Yeah, your travel card, all your remittances, inward remittances, outward remittances. Now here, what is very, very important to notice, which I've already told you, is that you have to meet at least 80% of the budget. So if you have been given a target of 100, say, let's take this example. Yeah, and how much points you will get in each of your products. It is decided by the enterprise-wide circular, which comes to you regularly. And from there, you will see for IPG, for mutual funds, how much you will get, how much is for LI, how much you get for per lakh, per 1,000 or whatever, per loan, how much for per lakh home loan, how much points will I get. All of it is available in the enterprise-wide circular. Okay, cross-sell circular. Now let's see this fungibility example that I was telling you. For example, suppose in IPG, your budget is 100, right? You have achieved 200. So that means your achievement is 200%, great. But in OCS, you have achieved only 70%, and in RFR, you have achieved only 60%. That means out of these 3 products, you have achieved in only one of them, you have achieved above 80%. Therefore, though you have achieved 200 over here, only 100 will be taken into account over here. and of course 140 and 30. So it is after this fungibility condition. See, so you cannot only focus on insurance, or you cannot only focus on mutual funds. Yeah, so many of us, we just go on focusing on insurance. We forget that we have to meet at least 80% criteria. Travel cards and Forex are so easy, remittances, yeah, these are credit cards. So you have, look at the case 2. Case 2, what happened? Again, your budget is 100, you've achieved 200. So here what has happened, out of these 3, 2 of them you have achieved 80%, more than 80%, 200%. So what is happening is your achievement of 200 has been taken into account here. 140 here, 40 here. So now, because 2 out of 3, 80%. Here, 3 out of 3, you have achieved 80%. So this is a big, big advantage. So you will get credit for all your actual achievements. So this is something which you have to remember. Now here, when we're talking of, this is again very similar to what we're talking. For example, in a fee income, for when you are a new joining PBRM, which you all of you all are, here, if you see, this is the budget allocation which is being given to you, fee income budget, which is given for new PBRM. So in the first 2 months, you do not have any IPG budget. And this is OCS, should be OCS 25%, 50%. From month 3 onwards, so it is expected that by the month 3, you would have completed all your certifications. You would have got all your SP code, your UIN code, IRD certifications, your AMFI certifications, everything was in order, and you would have got. So the advantage is that, see, many of you, when I asked you today morning that how many of you have completed your, and all the transfers, etc. So many of you raised hands, and for some reason or the other, your transfer or your, has got stuck. So you still have time, keep pushing for it, because it is expected by month 3, everything should be. So the bank has been very kind to give you the time, because we do understand sometimes an NOC from a previous organization takes time, again, getting an AMFI certification, but you cannot be lethargic about it and forget about it. It is important for you. So here you can focus now that you're a new joinees, anyone who's joined in the last 1 month or 2, you can focus on your OCS and your RFR, and in the process, get your certifications done. Yeah, so this is the fee income that we were talking of, IPG, OCS, and RFR. Very, very important things to remember is the 80% fungibility that we talked about. Now is a most important thing is like when we talked about deepening of the relationship and retaining the customer. Here is a customer engagement. Yeah, so there are 3 sub KRAs. So number of customers grouped under family in FY24, how many products have been sold, unique products, and number of customers deepened. So what happens is periodically from your the bank, from the central team, you will be getting a list of customers who need relationship, who you need to reach out to. The relationship needs to be deepened, new products to be sold. So the budget is rolled out and given to you, and those list of customers will be also given to you. Yeah. So it is what is required over here is how many customers you have grouped under the family, what is the product print, and we will see that there are, I will go into a little more details about these, and number of customers deepened. So just let's go into the little more details there. So the first criteria, which is how many number of customers grouped under the family in financial year 24. Yeah, this basically is, it's a count of new customers under the family ID, which under one family ID will be considered. Yeah. So first thing which you have to notice, the priority relationship starts with a savings account. So the first account needs to be a savings account, which is the primary holder, and where the customer ID is there and the family ID is created. This is something which you should remember. Okay. Okay, now let's see how it is done. In case you're creating a new customer ID, so one is an existing customer ID. In case it's a new customer ID creation, customer family ID creation, you have to have minimum 2 customers should be there under the family ID. So if there's an existing family ID already, then you can club. But if you're creating a new family ID and you want it to be counted in your KRA achievement, then you need to ensure that you at least open 2 customer IDs under the family ID. Let's take an example and maybe this will make it more clear. Let's see in case 1 what happens. Case 1, C1, family ID in financial year 23. So last financial year, there was a C1, F1, and a new, it was opened, okay? This was there also in the last financial year. This financial year, under the same F1, there's a new customer ID which has been opened. So what is the number of customers who have been grouped? Will be taken as 1 because in this financial year, only 1 has been opened. Okay. Okay, let's see case 2, what happens. In case 2, F1 was opened in financial 24, C2 also in 24, C3. So 3 of them have been grouped under the same family ID in the new financial year. So we will take 3. However, in case 3, what happens? See, F1 is a new family ID which has been created in financial 24. But how many family IDs customer IDs we have? Only 1. And what was the minimum requirement? 2. So although you have opened this, under KRA 6.1, you will not get credit. So you will get, now be very, very clear that you will get credit for the NOA points if you have met those criteria, but you will not get credit under this 6.1, which is the number of customers grouped under family financial 24. So today, when you are, these, if you see many of these KRAs are very interlinked. If you want to get points for all the KRAs, yeah, you need to ensure, like for example, say NOA, you can see how it is affecting this. You can get for NOA, but you will not get for here because there is only one C1. Yeah, so this gives you an example. And of course, this is M1, M2, and this is the achievement. So the minimum criteria are things which you need to remember. For example, now we're going to see product penetration, number of unique products sold to customers. Here, important is this word unique. What do you mean by unique? That means the customer should not have any of these products earlier. Yeah, and if you are this is applicable both to your NTB customers and to your ETB customers. Let's again take an example. Let's see case 1, what has happened. These are the products. Customer was already holding P1 products. So let's assume he was already holding a mutual fund. You have again sold him a mutual fund here. Fine. Okay. You will get your IPG points. Yeah. But you're not going to get this. Okay. Now, unique product, this will not be counted. P2, holding an FI3. So let's assume you've sold a credit card. He had 1 credit card. You sold him another credit card. P3, he was holding, say, example, a home loan. He was holding an F3. You did not sell him anything. No home loan you sold him. But you sold him now maybe an LI product, which you did not have in financial year 23. Okay, he did not have it in financial year. You have now sold it now. So how many products, though you have actually sold 3 products, under KRA 6.2, you will get credit only for 1. Okay, now case 2. Case 2, what happens? The same customer here, again, FI 23 is same. Here, if you see in P3, you have sold him basically the same products which he was already holding in 23. So under this KRA, you will not get any credit. Okay. In case 3, what happens is, in case 3, here you have sold him 3 products. Look at the ones which are in green, which he was not holding in the financial year, last financial year. So probably you do not have a credit card, probably you did not have a travel card, probably you did not have a mutual fund or LI or a GI or a home loan or whatever. Yeah. Or maybe, it could be, there's a whole list of products which are there, which are taken into account, lockers. Yeah. So if the customer did not hold any of the products in last financial year and you have sold them now, the maximum number you get. So very important is review you get this PLH 360 degrees, you know what products the customer already has. So here are the applicable products, yeah? Loans, direct access, direct life insurance, lockers, remittance plus forex card, digital. Yeah, IB, internet banking, mobile banking is one of the products. I mean, this is so fantastic. This is so easy. This is also a cross-sell. Credit cards, all these, yeah? And it gives you a minimum value which you need to source. Keep checking this because sometimes these keep changing. So do keep checking this. So when we're talking of product penetration, you need to ensure that the customer did not hold that product in the last financial year when you're selling it in this financial year to get credit under this number of unique products sold to customers. So we want to increase PPC. Product per customer is what we want to increase. The more products we sell, the more stickiness is going to happen. The customer, if we had only mutual funds last year, you're now selling him an LI or any personal loan or a credit card. The more products you're able to sell, the more stickiness is going to happen and it's going to be better for you. Yeah, retention. See here if you go on, see, I'm going on talking about those 4 pillars. Here we are talking of retention by increasing stickiness. Yeah. Again, this is count of ETB customers deepened. Here again, you will get this list from your central office about how many customers who need to get deepened. So you have to ensure these numbers are met. Yeah. And if the KRA will measure the number of SA ETB customers in the MAT book that have been deepened by more than 50K in a quarter over their base month balance. Yeah, so when we're talking of ETB customers, so if someone has increased his balance by 10,000 or 15,000 or 20,000, it is not going to happen. Over the quarter, if the customer has increased his balance over the base month balance by 50K, then that is going to be counted. How many customers have got deepened? This is the count because the ETB MDAP will measure the first ETB CASA MDAP, that was KRA1. See, again, this is how it is related. That's what I was trying to tell you. All of these are very related. Yeah. So this is. So
Shashwati, that answer to that is roughly in a quarter, it's about 70 customers that need to be deepened on an average. It can vary from portfolio to portfolio, but on an average, it's about 70 customers deepening by 50,000 rupees, basically each of these accounts.
Thanks, Abhishek. Yeah, please keep noting down things which Abhishek is telling you. I am noting down. It's always a learning. Yeah. Okay.
Abhishek. Yes. Hello, Abhishek sir.
Yeah.
Hello. Sir, Rajesh is speaking from West Bengal. Sir, can you repeat once time? What are you saying?
70 customers, basically.
The count of customers in a quarter.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
So every quarter, what Abhishek is saying is every quarter, there would be roughly about 70 customers whose balances need to be increased by at least a minimum of 50,000 for you to achieve this KRA 6.3. Okay, Rajesh?
See, I will take you through a separate session where you and I will have, and what I will focus in that session, right, is to help you understand that how do you start growing your map book, basically, right? Largely, you have 3 sets of customers. One who are keeping high balances, one who are keeping, stationary, and one those who are not, who are below the true rate, basically, right? So you will always have these 3 kinds of customers in your portfolio. Your job is to engage with each one of them and to grow the map book, right? So what is the strategy you will apply for the guys who are depleting? What is the strategy you are going to apply to the guys who are stagnating? What is the strategy which you are going to apply to the guys who are growing, right? We'll teach you each one of them. Number 1. Number 2 is where do you look for that data? How do you look? Which account should I work on today, right? Where do I get access to this base of customers? How do I track where is the money going? Where is the money coming in, right? Second important aspect of it, right? So you will need to have a very, very sharp grip on information, first of all, right? Where do I pull out my list of customers? Who are the guys who have depleted? Who are the guys who have maximum depletion? So I'll give you some strategies and we'll do a couple of case studies, which will help you understand this in, deep this thing. Yeah. Okay. Move ahead, Saraswati.
Thanks, Abhishek. We've now moved to this insurance WPC and net mutual fund sales. And here, as I had told you right at the beginning on the first point, that is very important that you have to meet this KRA is fully fungible if only 100% WPC is met. Yeah, 100% it is met. And here again, let's take an example. And this was telling when we're talking of insurance WPC, we're taking into account both LI and GI. And again, an example will help you that suppose insurance WPC is, this is what, and you've achieved 80%. So here after, because you have not achieved 100% of it, you will not get the credit of the 6 that you have achieved in mutual fund sale. You have achieved 150% credit, but you will not get the credit for that. You'll only be getting credit for the 4, which is a budgeted. Yeah. So here, because 100% and 150% have been met, you will get the full credit of what you have achieved, both 5 and 6. Similarly, here 200% has been achieved. So insurance that greater than equal to 100% achievement in insurance WPC has been met. And therefore, you will get credit for the full 10. Yeah, 10 and 3. So important in this KRA is to remember that you need to ensure that you get at least 100% insurance WPC credit achievement is met. The final that we have come to is where we're talking about the Triumph score. And you know how important it is. In fact, Abhishek will be taking you through a separate session, right, Abhishek? Through with Siddhi and Triumph, I think.
So we'll cover both Siddhi and Triumph and how do you use and understand each of the parameters of Triumph, in terms of your performance scorecard, which is there currently. What are the various components? So if you're not making, if you're not achieving a particular component of a Triumph scorecard, then why is that you're not achieving it? Kya kar sakte ho? What can you do to improve that? We'll cover all of those elements that's a separate session, but here you need to understand from a KRA perspective, what are the points allocation? How is it calculated?
Yeah. So here it is a score basis. There is nothing separate over here, right? Abhishek, over here is just whatever is the budget, we need to just achieve that, isn't it?
So see, for you to be able to achieve your KRAs, right, the underlying rules are built on Triumph, basically. If you want to be a successful RM, for you guys to be able to achieve that, the formula to that is Triumph, right? It is nothing but the operating rhythm of the bank, primarily. So if you follow the operating rhythm to the T, what we are saying is that you will most likely overachieve your budgets, basically, on all parameters. So you want to hit the maximum slab on your incentive, please make sure that you are aligned to the Triumph operating rhythm and you do not treat this just as a tick mark activity, right? So your KRA also has a component of your Triumph operating score, which means that from month 1, you have to ensure that you're hitting the maximum marks in your Triumph operating score so that you are able to get benefit of that in your KRA also at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And as Abhishek said, he'll be taking you through. So that comes to the end of the KRAs that we have. My apologies, I didn't realize I was muted, sorry. So now that we've covered the 8 KRAs, I'm sorry, I was on mute, my apologies. So it is important, I'm just giving you a quick recap of what we have gone through right now. Here, the first KRA is about ETB CASA monthly balances that we are talking about, how you've grown over the base months. Your NTB CASA monthly balances and it is important that the more you self-source, you will get higher points. Your liability term deposits, how you have grown your TD book, yeah, and of course your CASA NOA points and how many customer IDs have you added on. Again, the fee income, we talked about IPG, OCF, and RFR. The customer engagement, which is there, that is number of customers grouped under the family ID, how many unique products have you sold, how many accounts have you deepened. Then we talked about the insurance, WPC, and the net mutual fund, and of course, the Triumph quality score, yeah, where you know that you need to meet at least, you need to connect with at least 12 customer connects, and then Abhishek will take you through, and I'm not going into this, yeah. With that, we come to the end of the KRA, and we'd be happy to, Abhishek, would you like me to just go through this also, Sampark and Unidesk?
You can cover it. I mean, I will cover it separately in the IT tools aspect of it. So need not be done here right now.
So I can just, yeah, you know, these are tools which he will anyway cover. So I think maybe we could handle the questions now, Abhishek, then. We'll take the questions on KRA.
Yeah. If there are any questions, we can take the questions.
Yeah, let's take the, please raise your hand. You'll had questions and we'd be happy to take the questions. I hope you all have, I had asked you all to park your questions, and I hope you all have parked your questions. So please raise your hand. Okay, let me go with the first. Gorish Bansal. Gorish Bansal. Okay. Rajkumar Shiprasad.
Okay, Gorish. This is Gorish.
Okay. Yes, Gorish.
मैम कोई हमने अकाउंट खोला है LGLC किसी और का है, CRMB किसी और की है, पर 3 महीने बाद हमारे पोर्टफोलियो में शो करेगा वो।
आवाज क्लियर नहीं आ रहा गौरीश, दोबारा बताएंगे आप प्लीज।
हमने कोई अकाउंट ओपन करा है, उसमें वो किसी और ने ओपन करा है, LGLC भी हमारा नहीं है, LGLC भी हमारा नहीं है, CRMB भी हमारा नहीं है, लेकिन 3 महीने बाद वो हमारे पोर्टफोलियो में शो करेगा। तो
मैप्ड हो गया, आपके पास वो मैप्ड हो गया। हाँ
3 महीने बाद जो फंडिंग आएगी वो हमें अकाउंट होगी ना।
हाँ, आपकी क्या वो ETB MDAP आपका ही होगा। हाउ मच यू आर ग्रोइंग इन दैट वो आपका KRA में आएगा। सपोज LGLC दूसरे कोई है, अभी आपके पास 1 महीना हो, 2 महीना बाद हो, वो आपके पास वो मैप्ड हो गया। The moment it becomes mapped to you, it becomes your CASA MDAP. And how you grow that CASA MDAP is what the KRA is going to do.
और मैम ऐसे अकाउंट ओपन कराया किसी ने।
Let me clarify that. So for you need to understand is that there are three to four ways which an account gets mapped to an RM. Number one is there could be a natural process of you opening the account. Both LGLC is you. Second is somebody else opens as a BD opening the account. There is some other sales channel that is opening the account. That account gets opened, and because of the nature of it being priority, it gets tagged to you as a RM because the customer is part of your branch. All right. Second. Third is that there are some customers who may have opened a Prime account or any other account. That account gets upgraded in some month and becomes a priority account, right? So depending on any of these kind of scenarios, the account will get mapped to the RM in a specific month, right? So for example, the account gets mapped to you in the month of May, I mean currently. So the April month का जो MDAP है ना, that will be counted as the base MDAP for the month for you, basically. Now, it can happen, two scenarios can happen. One is the person who opened the account, opened it with 2 lakhs because that's the minimum funding required. That account managed to grow to about 5 lakh rupees, right? And on the month of allocation to you, it got allocated to you in the month of May. So in the month of May, the balances were the same 5 lakh rupees it was maintaining as the average quarterly balance. Now, in the month of May, when it got allocated to you, that account slowly started depleting, right? So that from 5 lakhs became, let's understand it became down to 2 lakhs. So that is the loss that you will have to bear. You will have to work with because your job will be to grow that account. Right. One. Now let's look at scenario number. This is the unlikely scenario. Now, since I'm saying that you are the RM, you have acquired an account at 2 lakh rupees. It came at 2 lakh rupees. You started working with the account in the month of May, and you grew the account from 2 lakh to 5 lakh rupees, which is the most likely scenario, right? Which will happen. Now, when that scenario happens, the incremental growth that you are bringing inside, right, that gets counted towards your MLAP. Are you with me? ये clarify हो गया?
ओके
Okay. Yeah.
एक पॉइंट और था सर, इसमें हमने 2022 में किसी में एफडी थी. हेलो.
See, one is that you'll have to speak in English. This forum, na, I mean, I would suggest please, speak in English only in this, forum. Don't mind if I say that, but, I would prefer any conversations to happen within the training group only in the English language.
In 2022, and have account and FD.
Okay.
In 2022, an account have an FD, but it is closed.
Okay.
Now 2023, we again create a FD in this account.
Right.
So it will be counted or not?
So it will be termed as new to TD, right? So NTT ka concept, it will come into play out here, new to TD. Right. So if the customer does not have an FD playing, that means it's an open market customer. Anybody can open a TD. Somebody else opens a TD in that map book, he will get the credit. So all the more reason you will have to work with this customer to open the TD.
If in my portfolio any BRO and BD make an FD,
yes,
it will count in my portfolio.
No, it is not. So if you go to the Shashwati, can you move to that slider, please, on the TD?
Yeah, sure.
So there is a predefined logic which has changed, right, for NTT customers, new to TD customers.
New to TD or normal TD? New to TD or normal TD?
No, how will it be? The customer, the case that you're discussing does not have a TD in this financial year, right?
Incremental TD value. In incremental TD value.
So that means he has a TD basically.
Yes.
Then in that case, the growth will be yours basically. No, you will have to grow that. But the LGLC concept will come into play. So for the moment it is, the lead is not you. You are not the generator of the lead. You are not the converter of that lead. Then you don't get the credit. It will go to somebody else. You check on point 1, 2, and 3 out here. Credit for NTT deposits will be passed on in the sequence as below. Number first check will be the lead generator. Who has generated the lead for the TD? Number 2 is lead converter who's entered in Finacle, or when the customer is booking the fixed deposit by himself, right? Using IBMB platform, is he entering his code or not? Which means the RM's code or not, right?
My question is this: if anyone create a TD in my portfolio, then my TD value is increase or not? TD value, total TD value.
No, it will not. No, it doesn't follow that logic. Somebody else is opening, right?
Okay. Customer came in branch and a BRO or BD create a TD.
Right. He will get the credit for it.
Sorry?
He will get the credit for it.
Hey, credit in TD value. Look in the portfolio TD value.
Yes.
होगा ना TD value जो है TD value का वो तो increase होगा.
I think there is a lot of background noise. I'm not able to hear you, but what I'm trying to clarify to you is
total book total TD value is increased. Total TD value of my book is increased or not? If
in case it's a new to TD, it is not. I'm trying to clarify again, and I'm saying the same thing again. In case the customer does not have, then it will not. In case the customer does have, it will.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Next, Indrajit Roy.
Hello.
Yes.
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 Hi, sir.
Hello.
Sir, actually, 10 days before. Is it audible, sir?
Yes, we can hear you, Indrajit.
Yeah. Ma'am, my query is that like if suppose any RM source a current account, like customer is not having any priority account. First, initially we source the current account, and later, what is the timeline within which that I have to open the priority savings account of the customer?
Very good question. I like that question. Indrajit, excellent question that you asked. And ideally, see, what will happen is in most cases, you might encounter these kind of scenarios. So one is, fortunately, we have some kind of retrospect benefit that you will be able to get. So let's, first of all, I don't want you to not think about customer doesn't have a savings account relationship, to mere ko kya karna hai. You go ahead and open that current account. Okay. Now, when you open that current account, obviously, the rule says that unless the grouping is done onto savings account, you will not get credit. So let's understand that a couple of months later, you're able to convince the customer to open a savings account relationship with us. Yeah. The moment you group that account, retrospective, you will get business credit for that savings account, current account points. Not only will you get for the points, you'll also get for the MDAP as well. From the month in which the account was mapped, or account was opened basically in your map book.
Okay.
So let's think about it that I opened a private limited company called ABC & Co. Today I opened a current account for them. One of the directors, for some reason, is not opening the savings account with us. But I'm able to convince him a few months down the line saying that, sir, we'll open your savings account. Now, what happens is in the month of June, you go ahead and open that account and you tag it along in family banking, this particular current account, right? So, जो in the month of April, आपको current account का credit नहीं मिला, आपको MDAP का भी credit नहीं मिला, May में भी नहीं मिला, मगर जून में आपको you will get for all of these 3 months basically. You will not only get for the month of April, May, and you will also get for the month of June.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So not
Yeah, got it.
you will get the NOA points also, and you will get the MDAP credit also.
Okay, sir. And so one more thing is that like for every lead we process, is it essential that we have to mark like entry it in CRM prior to processing the lead? Like suppose I'm going to open a savings account. So before opening a savings account, shall I entry the lead in CRM earlier or
Absolutely,
like after?
absolutely. For any product lead has to be generated. There is no concept of I'm going to cross-sell some product but no lead generation. There is no concept like that. For every product that I'm sourcing, you will have to generate, including fixed deposits as well. So you may do a fixed deposit in Siddhi, but you'll have to generate a lead for that in CRM.
Okay. So can I do it like suppose if I have done the FD fixed deposit later on, like a day or two later?
No.
Like
It has in the same day. Otherwise, you don't get the business credit also.
Okay. And it has to be closed by me or someone else, like this in CRM lead?
You have to do it.
Okay.
Like, see, okay. So there are self-source. I mean, the sense which you are fulfilling, you are the converter. There are some, for example, you may assign a small business banking lead. So somebody else will be the converter.
Okay.
So when that CRM gets assigned, so I will take you through that CRM assignment module. Then you will have a little more clarity on that. Self-source, what is there? And who is finally, eventually who's fulfilling it. But you should not have this question since you have brought it up with respect to savings account and current accounts. In this, you should be the converter. Your job is not to pass leads to somebody. Your job is to fulfill or close those leads.
Okay.
All right. You have to be. So your savings account, current account, both are open through your BYOD process or through VSIP journey, right? Correct? Whether it is a savings account, it is open through your CASA BYOD app. If it is the current account journey, it is open through your Tab SME, right? Both of which are enabled on your phone. So your job is not to delegate this task to somebody. Your job is to fulfill this. By doing that, you will get two benefits. Number one is, did you see the breakup in terms of the NOA points? It's split between both the lead generator and lead creator. In this cases, you are both.
Okay.
Right? You will get 100% of the credit. Similarly, for the MDAP also, in case you split that, you say, no, I don't want to make the effort of closing the account, I will just pass on the lead to somebody, then you will not also get the benefit of the MDAP part of it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So what I don't want you to think is that I should delegate these leads to somebody. No, as a relationship manager, it is my job to sit in front of the customer and make sure that I fulfill the entire account opening process and give them great experience.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Abhishek, I had a question. Abhishek?
Yes.
In line with what Indrajit had asked, the first question, that if suppose the current account is opened in, say, quarter April to June, and I open the savings account in the next quarter, will I still get the retrospective effect?
Yeah, it doesn't matter when it is this thing, provided it is grouped. The benefit only comes when the grouping is completed.
Okay. So there's no, basically there's no timeline within which it needs to be opened.
Yeah.
Hello. I have a question.
Yeah, wait. Chaman Mishra, we have others in queue. Please raise your hand and I will call out to you. Next question is Kripal Dixit. Please go ahead with your question. Abhishek will take the question. Yeah. Kripal?
Yeah, I call you in the evening. Okay.
Indrajit, please mute yourself. Yeah. Kripal, over to you. Kripal Dixit, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please ask your question.
मैम मैं ये पूछ रहा था कि जैसे अगर कोई अकाउंट ओपन हुआ है, जैसे मैंने आगे पूछा था कि एलजीएलसी से ओपन हुआ है, ठीक है, और वहां से एफडी सोर्स हुआ ऑलरेडी, जब कोई पर्सन ओपन करा था वहां से उन्हें एफडी सोर्स किया था, देन उन्होंने एफडी क्लोज कर दिया है, देन उसके बाद मुझे मैप होता है अकाउंट, और देन मैं एक फ्रेश एफडी सोर्स करता हूँ, तो उसका मुझे कैसे क्रेडिट मिलेगा?
Abhishek?
वो एज
So, like I told you, no, I mean, see, we are repeating the same answer again.
Yes,
the lead generator and the lead converter needs to be you. If it is not you, you don't get credit for it.
No, sir, but I was asking about that product penetration. Will it count as a one product addition?
Obviously, it will count if you are the lead generator and converter, right?
Okay, fine.
Many account khola. I have an early 30 days benefit in case if I cross sell a product within these 30 days, then I'm going to get the credit. I will have to close that. No, it is only in case where you are the lead generator and converter, you will get the credit for it.
Right, sir.
Right. इसीलिए अगर आप देखोगे, there are only restrictive products that are counted as per that. Ashwati, can you move to that slide, please?
Yeah.
It is not every product under the this thing which has been allowed to. So you see, there is insurance, LIGI, health.
Not this one, no? The next one, no?
This one.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you look at the bottom part of the slide, right, it will help you understand that which are the products that are eligible for the NOA multiplier under the early cross sell. It allows you for life insurance, health insurance, and home insurance, which is your general insurance.
Okay, there is no fixed deposit in this list.
So if you look at it, lockers are there. Okay, credit card is there. Investment, AI, mutual funds, PMS, Access Direct account opening, inward, outward remittances. Inward is counted. Forex card, right?
Okay, sir, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Friends, as I said earlier also, that if your questions are if you have the same questions as others, and since Abhishek has been repeating many of these things repeatedly, Yeah, if it's already been answered, please lower your hand. Okay. Yeah, my next question, my next person is Koti Dinesh Vaswanath. Koti Dinesh. Yeah, I'm sorry if I've not pronounced your name correctly.
Yeah, name is Dinesh.
Dinesh, okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes, Dinesh. Please go ahead with your question.
Ma'am, actually, I have a query about the NOA points related. So, as I'm here in my branch, actually, they are saying for a VC, we are opening through VC, we'll get a 13 points. If we have done double funding, it's 19 points something. So, where you see in the sliding, it's showing only 4 points, 6 points.
This is the latest.
So there has been a change, Dinesh. I mean, so I think what you are referring to, the point structure is last year's point structure. Now, like we said, that point structure is no more 9 points. For an account opening, it will open only with 4 points. That's your base. Anything you do over and above that in terms of multipliers are added on to that, which means it will push your account opening points to a maximum of 9 points. Are you with me on this? I won't repeat it again. I'll just say it because this has been covered. You missed this entire part. The base is at 4 points. One. Number two is that the multiplier that you were earlier getting on BYOD account opening, that has been taken away. That is no more existent. But yes, we are giving you a digital multiplier if you open the account through the VSIP route. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you will also get a multiplier on as long as you are getting 2x funding. What does 2x funding means? IP is for 2 lakh. I make sure that I get 4 lakh IP, right? So the moment I get that, a higher amount will give you a higher multiplier on the VSIP points, on your initial funding multiplier. So let's look at scenario number 1. All right, I get a check. I have to open the account only via 2 routes, right? I will open the account via BYOD or through the VSIP route. Yeah. So if I open through BYOD and I get a 2 lakh funding, I don't get any extra points for it. I'll just get 4 points.
Yeah.
Okay, that's scenario 1. I get a 2 lakh funding and I get a 4 lakh funding and then I open an account with the BYOD route. I will get a 0.5 multiplier on that particular thing, which means 4 points plus 0.5 I will get, right? That will make it 6 points. Yes. Now, third option, I make sure that I do within 30 days, I do a cross sell of the products which are applicable to me. Let's understand I got a new locker open for the customer. All right. In that case, I will give you an additional 0.25 on that. Right. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So similarly, you can keep on adding multipliers. Now, when does this game really become better for you? It becomes better when you start opening these accounts via the VSIP route. Okay. Which means that you push this account opening process directly onto the customer, right? By providing him the link for VSIP account journey. Right? Number 1. Number 2 is that the cross sell that you do, that anyway will happen within the 30 days. So वो आपको उसके भी points मिल जाएंगे. Please make sure in this VSIP journey you are able to get a higher IP basically. Instead of 2 lakh, focus on 4 lakh or greater. The moment you get that, your points that you will earn for the account opening will move to 9 points, which is the highest slab per account opening. So earlier the base was at 9. Now the highest slab is at 9. That's all. Point structure has changed. That doesn't change any of the other rules basically. Your total number of points that you will have to gain for an NOA account opening is at 18 basically. That's the target in the for the month basically. So which means that if I open 2 accounts, fully funded, make sure that there is early cross-sell happening into their account. With just 2 accounts, I'll be able to achieve my target.
Yes.
Easy?
9 and 18.
Easy, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I won't repeat this again. I think this is clarified in detail. You guys have to refer to the new point structure. Don't refer to the earlier 18-point structure that was no more applicable now.
Yes, sir. Because in our branch also, no one is updated this same process.
No. So see, please understand, this has been already sent to you. We are doing the training session for KRA, but this has already been mailed to each one of you. All right. So if you refer to Ranjan's mail, right, he has sent the updated KRAs to everybody. Right. So you should be accessing this entire thing. This should not come as a surprise, basically. It just happens that you are part of this KRA training session where I'm covering this aspect of it.
Sir, one more question. If we source the FDs through City, like I think supervisor told me that no need to put any CRM for that. Like
You have to. No. You have to put. For every product that you're cross-selling, please make sure that there is a CRM entry accordingly to that. Now, in Siddhi, we'll come to that later, so I won't cover it today. That's in a separate session. Once the FD gets opened, right, you can check the FD number through your Saksham. You will have to enter that FD number in your this thing while closing the leads when you're doing your document submission.
In case, sir, the same customer did the 4-5 FDs, we have to input the 4-5 leads and we have to close the
Absolutely. For each of those FDs, you will have to generate that. Are we all clear with this? See, please avoid the repetitive questions, basically. Okay, so I mean, I have already told you that you have to generate the lead. All right, so don't ask again, sir, do I need to generate the lead? Because it's again wasting the time. I have to again explain.
Okay, sir.
Next question. Jagdish, you may ask your question. Jagdish M, please ask your question.
Yeah, hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello. Ma'am, am I audible?
Ankit Verma, please mute yourself. Ankit Verma, please mute yourself. Thank you. Jagdish M, please ask your question.
Yeah. Sir, actually, 10 days back, they made a mapped book of some of the customers. So, is it audible, sir?
Yeah, could you just repeat it once more, Jagdish, please?
Yeah. Madam, 10 days before, they mapped a book.
10 days back, you got your mapped book.
And after 5, yes. So after completion of 5 days, they made some correction and they have removed some of 40 to 50 customers. And now it's showing a minus balance. So it will affect on my KRA or how, madam?
So Jagdish, one thing, see, you will always have a situation there will be customers getting upgraded from your map book or somebody getting downgraded from your map book. So one is that doesn't change. All right. So this is the constantly floating population of customers. What do you mean by negative is not so let me explain.
So they are mapped, they are mapped were 391 customers.
Oh,
and after
okay, hear me
days,
out. Before you, so just hear me out 1 second. So when you have 390 plus odd customers in your base, that base as of 31st March would have been some X balance. Let's understand that was 100 rupees just for. Now, within that base of customers, if the current list of customers that you have active with you, that 31st March ka MDAP has gone down, it will show as negative. 100 rupees became 98 rupees. It will show as negative. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So don't worry about what I don't want you to think. And this is a very, very important point, Jagdish, that you brought out, but let me try and explain it. The MDAP that you are counted on, right? Whether there is a customer growing out of your map book, getting into your map book, getting out of your map book, it doesn't matter. What matters is the customers that I have in my portfolio. What was their MDAP as of 31st March with the MDAP that you are working to grow? So if in case your map book today is showing negative, which means that it's not because of the addition or deletion of customers. Those customers that are currently active, they are degrowing.
Okay.
Did you get it? Within those 100 or 300 customers, somebody took out money from the account. That's why your MDAP, your cumulative MDAP from 100 rupees became 98 rupees. So it will show negative of 2, basically. With me?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. See, wherever account gets upgraded, right, you should be thankful to God, basically. I'll tell you why. For example, a customer maintains 75 lakh rupees of relationship with with me. All right, or 80 lakh relationship or a crore of relationship with me. In your overall portfolio of about, on average, about between 8 to 11 crores, that one customer having a 1 crore balance is a problem to you, not a boon. Because tomorrow when that guy goes, no, you will not be able to recover. So what that happens is, say, for example, now this customer has got upgraded to a Burgundy relationship. When he gets upgraded to a Burgundy relationship, those RMs, the Burgundy RMs and the Burgundy portfolio will start working with this customer to enhance it. Also, from a customer experience standpoint, now he is getting the required, benefits that he would need because he's already maintaining such high balances. If you try and keep this customer with you, right, you will only create more grouse. For example, the customer will say, I want to drive a Ferrari, but you are not giving me a Ferrari. You are giving me, you'll say, no, sir, I'll be your RM. I will give you, but I'll give you, Skoda. I will not give you a Ferrari. So that's where the customer, over a period of time, what he'll do, he'll move to competition.
Okay.
Right. Now, the
Yes,
other way, similarly, what also happens, so this is upgradation. Okay. And what also happens is somebody, a customer in prime, who's sitting and maintaining 3-4 lakh rupees balances. He won't continue to become a prime customer. He will get upgraded into a priority relationship. So he will get added to you. So this constant churn, right, of these 4, 5, some number of accounts will keep on happening in your portfolio every time. But the balance is not going up or going down. It will get base corrected, basically. Basis that particular account's 31st March MDAP.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Right. So when the customer moves out and 1 crore goes out of your account, don't think that, array, sir, 1 crore has gone out of my map book. No. It has not gone out of your map because your portfolio base has got recalibrated to from 9 crores to 8 crores. Your denominator has changed now.
Okay.
Okay. No.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Vinod Guru, you may ask your question. Vinod Guru, please ask your question.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello. Sir, past few days back, I was handling one customer, okay, and she's having a normal account in our bank.
So see, here, Vinod, we will want to focus on KRAs only. I mean, we will not take any of these customer situations and things like that.
No, actually, I'm talking about the portfolio only. Like, her husband is having a priority account in our bank, okay, and her husband has recently passed away, and since she's a nominee and she wants that money to be transferred to her account, okay, and her husband is having a portfolio of around 1 crore invested in our bank, and once that money is transferred to her account, like my portfolio will be degrowing with the 1 crore fund, right? So how do I like map her to my portfolio?
Open the account. First of all, first thing that you should be doing is opening her account in your name.
Okay. Like she's already having a saving.
Such she already has an account. Okay. Who is the mapped RM?
She's having a normal account, sir.
Normal
not a priority one.
So what you can do is you can ask her that there are 2 ways of doing this. I will upgrade your account to priority 1. Your customer husband was already enjoying a priority account relationship with us. I can upgrade your account to priority. And then you can map the account to priority and map yourself as the RM out here as well. We'll cover this in the account upgradation process. So how do you upgrade a customer to priority banking? We'll cover it there.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So it will come part of your ETB book and the money also will be retained at your portfolio itself.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Suraj, please ask your question. Suraj.
Also, I see, just this may not be a point, but since this is day one, I see a lot of people who are joined in as guests. That cannot happen. You should be joining in through your Microsoft Teams. Everybody has to join through their official Teams IDs, basically. Okay. Yeah, but Suraj, go ahead with your question.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon.
Hi, Suraj. Tell me.
Sir, actually, a query. A customer
Speak in English, Suraj. Suraj, please speak in English. I mean, don't not do this.
Customer don't want any savings account with us. She wants only FD. So how can I get any credit?
Good question. So one is that, see, now here is where your skill will come into play. But can you pass this question? Because see, this has nothing to do with your KRA. What I will do is I will address this question. It's an important question, but I'll address it in the session where we talk about fixed deposits.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll cover it there.
Okay.
Okay.
Harleen Kaur, please ask your question. Harleen Kaur.
Yes, ma'am. So my question is that from where do we get to know that how many accounts we need to open in per month, how many FDs, or how many loans or something?
So there is a budget that is given to you, Harleen. I mean, you should be able to access the budget file through your SAS. We will have that activated.
Yes.
Get your SAS ID activated first. And once that is done, you should be able to access what is the incremental that you need to bring in. By the way, just for your understanding from my NOA perspective, it is not, so from a number of accounts standpoint, I'll hold that question. You will have to score 18 points basically, right? So per account, it is 4 points, right?
Okay.
Right.
So it is basically 4 to 5 accounts per month to gain
but
the 18 points.
I mean, if you do a smarter way, like I explained to you, 2 accounts, I will open 18 points cover ho jayenge mere.
Yes. Yeah. I know that.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Ankur, we'll quickly finish it because otherwise it will go endless. What I notice is that some irrelevant questions are coming.
And there are some on the chat box also, Abhishek.
Ankur,
we'll just take this. Yeah, Ankur, please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Sir, actually Thursday I had opened a VC account from Siddhi. So there was no RM in my branch. So I asked
You are
one
the
of the
RM.
RM.
You are the RM.
Yes. There are no other RMs whom I can communicate or ask to. So I had asked one of the RM from Manipur. He said if we do it through Siddhi, it's not mandatory to enter in CRM. So I had not done it. So will I get the points for it or not?
Say it again. What?
No, I had opened a VSIP account from Siddhi app. So I have not done the CRM.
You have to do it.
But it was open on Thursday. Can I do it now? Hello?
No, you ideally should. No, you ideally cannot.
But I was unaware of it. So.
Okay, so I'll come back to you on this. We have not formulated a policy around it. I'll come back.
Shubham.
Hello. Hi, ma'am. Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing good. Sir, I have a quick question. Okay. Sir, it was aligned to one of a conversation we had with Indrajit. Okay. It's regarding, you said we cannot delegate the leads to someone, right? But there are some other products like AD, Access Direct or credit card. What for this account, sir? Let's say for this particular products, we have to assign this leads to someone, right? I mean, I would not be able.
Why not? Why not? Have you not even, I mean, so once you learn how to open an Axis Direct account, you should be opening it yourself. Why should you assign it to somebody else?
Okay.
What is this charity business? Why are you delegating your dirty job to someone else?
No, sir. There is a specific team, right, which takes care of the AD team.
You are the
there is an
person.
access. Okay. So everything I'll be doing it, right?
Yes. In case of credit card, there is a possibility that the customer is not a ETB customer, does not have a pre-approved credit card offer. In that cases, the guy who's fulfilling that entire piece will be a credit card executive who will be assigned to it. But in Axis Direct, you are the closure. You are the person who will do it.
Okay, but for credit card, because recently I did a Magnus credit card. For that, I had a person who was doing privilege cards.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So he came with me and he did all the process.
Yeah. So in
that
the
case,
credit card piece, there is a concept of lead assignment because you are not, you don't have the necessary application forms. You don't have the necessary things to fulfill that. But in Axis Direct, the entire journey is digital.
Correct.
All right.
Okay.
So there is no need for anybody else. You will have to do it yourself. In fact, you just guide the customer to do it online himself.
Okay, so got it.
Thank
you so much.
you will be clapping and getting points.
Yeah. Correct, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Got it. You answered my question.
Yeah.
Manish Kumar, please ask your question. Manish Kumar.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, sir, I just want to know, sir, that we have to only open the priority account or any other account will also count us, sir?
You should answer this question to me. Why, what you should be getting credit for? You're a priority relationship manager.
Definitely, sir.
Right. Why will I give you credit for opening Prime accounts? Why will I give you credit for opening Burgundy accounts? And eventually, will they get mapped to your portfolio if you are the RM who's opening? There is a Burgundy RM who's servicing that customer.
No, sir. If the fresh customer is coming to the branch, sir, and we are opening by taking the higher check value, then it is possible.
No, it is not possible. It will not come into your portfolio, Manish. See, you should focus on a profile of a customer who is a priority customer, which means a mass affluent. 15 लाख से लेके 45 लाख की इनकम का ब्रैकेट होना चाहिए वो बंदा का. अगर वो 50 लाख का आता है 50-60 lakhs, go and call your Burgundy RM and ask him to open the account. Don't be the hero out here, because eventually what will happen, you will open the account, the customer will fund the account with 3 crores, the Burgundy RM will take it over in 6 months time.
Okay, sir.
I mean, there may not be any loss to you. It's not that you will have any loss, basically. But what I'm saying is that eventually you will not manage that customer. That profile is not a priority profile. You can open him. You will enjoy the benefits for the next maybe 6-7 months till the account gets up-migrated. But when the up-migration happens, right, it will get aligned to a Burgundy RM. But you would have got your NOA points also. You would have got your MDAP for the period that that account was managed by you.
Okay, fine. Yeah. And one more question, sir, I just want to know, sir, that in the month of April, sir, I have opened one minor account of a priority customer.
Excellent. I lost your question. I mean, I can't hear you.
Can I speak? Can I speak?
I can't hear you.
Yes, sir. Now it is audible?
Now it's audible.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, in the month of April, sir, I have opened one minor account of a priority customer, sir. And I have also created the family ID. But I haven't done the grouping, sir, in the month of April, sir. So it is not coming in the MIS that I have opened the account. So can I do the grouping as of now, sir?
Which month was it done? No, but what
April,
has in April? So from a NOA perspective, you would have got credit, right? NOA के लिए कोई grouping के लिए कोई जरूरत नहीं होती है. I mean, grouping is just this is a savings account, right? So savings account.
Saving account, sir.
No. So I'm opening. I have an account of mine. I'm your mapped customer, and you open my wife's account. and my
by
daughter's
taking
account.
50
You will
rupees, sir, yes.
individually get points for both those accounts, provided they are fully funded. Number one. Number two, maintaining the true criteria, true rate. If the money
Okay.
has gone depleted, then you will get clawback. That means the points will not get credited to you.
Okay. So,
So
but
is the
sir,
account funded?
it is funded, sir. With the 50,000 rupees check we have taken, sir, to open the minor account, and it is funded, and but still it is not reflecting in the MIs, sir.
Why will it not? Family banking ID creation would have already been done. Otherwise, you will not be able to open the family banking account.
Family ID creation we have done, sir, but mapping, but grouping we haven't done, sir.
There's no bearing to the points piece. Actually, it has to do with some other KRA, but it has nothing to. So do one thing. There is a process for it. I will take you through that process tomorrow, where on the points credit you can how you can escalate the point credit in case you don't receive the required points for the NOA account opening. You'll have to raise a Unidesk to ABR, and then they will check back and they will accrue the credit the points to your account.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Sashwati, what we'll do is, I mean, we'll hold it here because otherwise, you know, a lot of these questions will also get answered in those respective sessions. I think, but the most important ones related to the KRA, I think I have already covered each point. I haven't missed out. Unless someone feels that I missed out a point, then you can ask me that particular question.
Ankit Verma has a lot of questions in the chat box. Would you like to address that, Abhishek?
Sorry, I have not seen it.
He's got like messages after messages have come in.
Okay, so Ankit, can you unmute yourself and then maybe you can ask?
Ankit Verma?
Hello.
Whatever you've written in the chat box, please ask the question to Abhishek.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Yes,
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. We can hear you.
Go ahead, please.
Go ahead.
Actually, sir, I have a query regarding first one is suppose if the customer who don't want to continue with the priority program and also not being able to maintain the balance and also is not residing at the same location, can we continue with the same customer or also can we remove that customer from our book?
So Ankit, So let me take your question in two parts, basically. Number one, he is currently part of your map book, right? If he is not maintaining the required balance, there must be some reason why he is not maintaining. A customer who opens a bank account with 2 lakh rupees funding, for example, I'll give you, I opened my account in Hyderabad, but I live in Mumbai. Okay, my RM continues to be the RM based out of Hyderabad who services my account. All right. Now, this is common to people who are salaried, not so much common to self-employed, but it will happen in case of salaried people. They will keep moving from city to city. But since there's anywhere banking, he can access his account from anywhere. He can be serviced from anywhere also. All products of the bank can be digitally cross-sold to him. And you as the RM can be the end beneficiary of all of those. Yes or no?
So suppose from some of the funding, customer is depositing some funding on behalf of my call, and they are keep on funding to that into that existing account. Customer is not residing at the same location.
Let him not reside. How does him not residing at that location impact your KRA in any way?
But sir,
you are getting benefit of the funding on the account, right? You are getting benefit in terms of when the account is getting funded, right? Customer, when he's depositing money, you are enjoying the credit, right?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So why should you worry about
funding into that account, then we'll get the points on that same part.
Absolutely.
Right.
See, Ankit, this happens a lot in case of salaried customers. Right.
This is this is regarding about only salaried customer. Whatever I'm facing a number of customers who are residing outside and they are not getting salary as well. So they don't want to continue with the priority program just because they are not getting salary and now the salary is he's getting in another bank. So they just
no, 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. So, see, what you are not addressing is the primary problem that the customer is getting a salary, but the salary is getting credit to another bank. What you need to focus your mind and attention of the customer is that, sir, I am providing all the benefits to you, and your priority accounts has the following 10 minutes. All that you need to do is give an instruction letter. That format you should mail to the customer saying, please share this mandate letter with your human resources team so that they can credit the salary into Axis Bank account.
Okay.
Why will you want that customer to close his account? I will be the selfish guy here, right? I have a relationship with the customer. I have an account of the customer, but customer is not keeping that money because his salary account has become HDFC. But I have a salary account relationship with the customer. I am providing him a host of benefits. All that I need to give is I need to give an instruction letter to the customer so that he can take a printout of it, sign it, and submit to his HR, saying that give it an instruction to credit the salary in the subsequent month to back to Axis Bank. वो हो जाएगा उसमें क्या fight है?
Right. Sir, one more query regarding this CASA and EVO points, because as I go through the slide, we just came to know that if we are opening this account with the receive journey, then we would get the 9 points for each account. And for the budgets, as per budget, we need to achieve 36 point and 18 points.
No. It is not 36. It stands corrected. It's not 36. It is 18 points, basically. 18 points
every month.
Every month.
In that case, suppose if you are opening this account through the VSIP journey, then we need to open 2 accounts every month along with the cross-sell products. Then only we'll get the 9 points. Suppose the process is going through the physical mode or BY Modi mode, and we are opening 1 account and only we'll get the 4 points. Then in that case, we need to open 4 account, 4 or 5 account.
Yeah,
then we will get the total points.
Correct.
Okay.
So it is also multiplier. So there is a higher multiplier in terms of the initial funding check. So when you get it for 4 lakhs, you will get additional points. If you open through VSIP, you will get additional points. If you open early cross-sell, you will get additional points.
Sir, what is digital multiplier? That comes under like cross-sell products.
The account, no. The account being opened through the VSIP route will give you a digital multiplier.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Okay. So if there are, I think we'll hold it here because, otherwise we are answering the same thing again and again.
Right.
Please spend some time on the KRA sheet, self-study it because that will give you deeper understanding in terms of your KRA, but we've covered most of the points. Okay.
Sir, can I ask you one question?
I think we'll see, this will keep going on. I don't think you have a unique question because I've tried to address all of these questions.
Yes, sir, this is the unique question.
Sure. Okay.
So, sir, customer having an account with us, and there is no family ID, and I have an open his wife's accounts, and with the amount of 2 lakh. So, with the journey of PCIP, so how will you get the point? It's 6 point or?
So again, you have to go back. This is same. So you're not addressing this on unique. You thought it was unique. It is not unique. It is just normal question only. I already addressed it. Close your eyes for 2 minutes. Think what is the question and the answer will come to yourself.
Sir, one more query regarding the current account. Suppose initially we are opening one current account, that is normal, and after that we need to get it priority. Then by what time we need to get it on priority, and for that what's the process?
Sorry.
Would I need to get again funding?
No. Go a little slow. What is your question?
Actually, I just wanted to know, suppose if you are opening one current account, initially you said, suppose if you are not going to the CAPI BG program, we can also open the another account, that is Car Advantage and Car Sell in form of suppose firm is registered under a partnership and company limited, right? Suppose if you are opening that account through that journey, then what would the amount and the funding would need to criteria to get the maintain and also get convert into the priority program? What should be the amount criteria that need to be maintained in that particular account?
4 lakhs.
It's
Combined
2
current
lakh
and savings together.
And after that, suppose if you are opening one account, one current account, there are two partners, and for the
See,
creation
now,
of family
okay,
ID,
one second.
both are not.
How does it address your KRA ka issue right now? What your question is irrelevant to the KRA problem. You are asking something to do with current account opening, grouping process and all that. We'll cover it in current accounts, right? It has nothing to do with your KRA.
No, it's just about KRA.
No, it is not related to your KRA, basically. The question that you are asking is to do with grouping of current account, minimum average quarterly balance required in the...
This question is relating to the family ID creation. I'm asking that suppose if I'm opening one current account, there are two partners and they are not blood relatives. Then for the creation of family ID, would I need to take another both savings account with us? Then it would get converted into the priority family program.
I will cover it in the family ID creation process. Trust me, your answer will get this thing. It is not relevant to KRA is what I was trying to tell you again.
Hello? Okay.
Hello? See, let's take a pause here, guys. I mean, see, you know what, the same questions
Hello,
or
sir.
some irrelevant questions are coming towards it.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, hello, sir. This is Arindam. Can I ask questions, sir?
Arindam, see, if it is related to KRA, then I will answer it. Otherwise, please don't attempt to.
Related to KRA, sir. Sir, just I wanted to know, in BYD, in CASA in a point, if it is physical mode, if sir, past funding is 2x and early cross sell, yes, then final points will be 7, sir.
What does it show?
Actually,
If I open in BYOD process, initial funding is 2 lakh rupees as well as...
Sir, it is double. If first funding is double.
So you will get the multiplier for initial funding.
And early cross sell, if it is yes, then it final fee will be 7, sir.
Yes, it will be higher. Yes.
Actually, in this, it is not mentioned in this here. That's why.
Yeah, you can add that to that.
Okay. Sir, one more question can I ask?
See, let's take a pause out here, guys. It's like almost 2 o'clock. I mean, if you can hold your question, I would suggest we can answer those questions at time. But we've covered most of what you should know about your KRAs. What you are asking me, right? This could be related to some point structure, which I will cover in the incentive part. We will cover it in terms of account opening process. We'll cover it in family grouping process. So various other modules will be addressing these issues. Right now, you are going into account opening process. You're moving away from the core KRA part of it. You're moving into मेरे को ये points मेरे को कैसे मिलेंगे, grouping नहीं हुई, 2 lakh funding नहीं दिया, amount deplete हो गया balance में. So ये KRA को related नहीं है. You please understand this. They are not related to your KRA.
Abhishek sir, Krupal here. I have a question. Can I?
Krupal, I think as Abhishek has said, let's put a hold. It's 2 o'clock already. He's also got other engagements and we have to continue our other sessions also. He will address, so let's just stop here because we need to, Abhishek has been here with us for a very, very long time and taken all your queries. Yeah, he has other engagements and we need to let him go. Yeah. Abhishek, thank you so much for being there and helping us out with answering all our queries. Thanks a ton, Abhishek.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Friends, we are going to break for lunch now and we will be joining back at 2:30 in our respective groups. Okay. So please, this is lunch break. Please join back in your respective groups at 2:30. Rintu will be posting a message in your respective WhatsApp groups. Yeah. Thank you so much. See you after 2:30. Bye.
Okay.